Thank you guys, and welcome to Lucky 20. We play in the campaign Goblins of the Glorion Archipelago. Thank you for joining us tonight. We do have a few announcements on some dates that are coming up that we're going to be playing D&D. We have at the Games Expo in Phoenix, August 5th through 7th. We are going to be running a one-shot out there called Hovel of the Sea Witch. This is the Games Expo in Phoenix on August 5th through 7th, so if you guys are going there, check us out on the sign-up for some of the tabletop RPGs that are going to be featured. We also have some dates here coming up in July. On July 23rd and July 30th at Games U in Gilbert, we have a one-shot, the same one, Hovel of the Sea Witch, that you can come check out there. We're going to be running these at about 4 p.m. on either date, and we have signups that will include a link to our event in the description below, guys. So, thank you for coming out with us, and without any further ado, let's see if we can get lucky.
Here we go.
So, last week was a very tense and pretty horrendous affair at times. First things first, we went to them finishing up all their errands for the day and a few minor things here and there that people had to discuss before the competition of peace started that precedes the celebration of peace that was coming this evening. There were conversations with several people, but after Krull and Foxner went to the tournament, Zakhan went to go investigate the Temple of Hesliora, while Vircan stayed back to have a conversation with Vasilu about the upcoming meeting with the Wickerkin. While at the Temple of Hesliora, Zakhan had an interesting altercation with one of the priests there alongside Nilti, the fellow business owner and rogue. After this conversation turned south, they had an altercation in which they had to knock him out. There was the start of the competition in which Vircan, unfortunately, didn't have a very long competition debut, but he did have a good match against his first matchup.
I'm 0-3 in 1v1s now in the campaign.
Foxner won his first match, made it to the second match, and had a very good engagements against one of the lieutenants of the Swordsman of Snittigan. He was able to force him to use abilities that he didn't want to use at that point in the competition. So, after a few conversations with an old man that Krull repeatedly kept pissing off through the day, Zakhan ended up finding the opening to the underground portion of the Temple of Hesliora. Upon going down there with Nilti, he came across some sort of many-armed spectral creature that came out of a mirror and forced him to have to leave at a rapid pace. He made it out, but his friend Nilti did not. And last we left off was you two guys at the tournament, you leaving the basement, and you on your way towards the beach. So, before we get into it, we're going to do a luck roll. We do a luck roll first thing at the top of our game to determine if anyone here has advantage on their first roll of the night. If any of my players get a critical, or a 20, all of them get advantage on their first roll of the night. Otherwise, whoever gets the highest roll gains advantage on their first roll. So, let's see who's got it.
Wow, not bad. 16. The classic 4.
15.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
14.
Oh,
What have you've won 3 out of 5?
No, I think he's won 2. No, I've won 3.
this is
I've won
his third.
3.
This
Oh,
is his
those are
third.
Yeah.
correct, right?
Yep.
Right.
Musika, come on now. So, where we are starting off. Foxner, you have just had a magnificent performance at this competition. How are you feeling about your improvement in your sword skills? Like, what is Foxner thinking these days as, like, you know, he had a pretty good showing. He made it through one victorious match.
he definitely is very full of energy, with like confidence in his sword skills now. He definitely knows that he's improving, and because of that match and from what he was told to him by the lieutenant, that he felt really strong moving forward.
You can see a confident Foxner as he approaches the bench that you and Arleg are sitting and sipping at.
Alright, that was great.
You can see a slightly tipsy, looks like Krull, and a definitely tipsy Arleg as they have a flask in their hand. It's like, you did great, boy. You did great.
I know you. You gave me so much shit. You kept telling me I wasn't going to be nothing. And look at that. Little old me.
Good job.
Proved
Finally.
you wrong. I'm sure he meant it as endearing terms.
No, yeah. He's just a dick.
Still got a long way to go, but yeah, you're doing really good.
He's also had a serious contest of wills against the elderly. Kadrick's dad.
Oh,
Yeah, he's lucky he's not dead.
I've met him, and he actually, yeah, he's an interesting character. He's always in our business all the time. I don't even know why, but
Right? Like, he's coming up to us while we're training, going like, "Oh, look at you stupid dumbasses."
You should really pay a little bit more respect to the elders, but he seems terrible.
yeah, it was just a lot of stress with this competition and everything. I think I need to relax. I definitely need to go. That's what I needed.
As you grab the flask and start drinking to enjoy the rest of the competition, you can see that it looks like there's another match that's coming up. Odd is one dude, even's another dude. Only I know. Even, you see as Kadrick Snittigan comes up to a match that you get to view. As you can see that this match is going on, you can see that it looks like this is against some kind of person from the Dagger Hearts that seems to have made it. You can see they're using daggers. Kadrick, you can see he's using a long sword, and you can see that he's using a short sword. You can see that, well, actually, no, that's not allowed here. He's using 2 short swords, actually, is what you see.
Okay.
But you do know that when he was training, he was using long swords. You saw him previously, so you're not sure why he's using short swords, actually. But you guys do see. Let's roll. Let's keep this kosher. Let's swap this just in case. Okay. All right. You do see as the match goes on that the skill disparity between the two kind of becomes apparent after the first trade of blows. You can see as Kadrick parries off both the blows of this first combatant from the Dagger Hearts, is able to hit him with ease, and then the second time they're able to trade more evenly, but it still goes to Kadrick, and on the third one, Kadrick is able to just go around him with ease, and before he can even strike, hit him twice and move away from him. And he just has like a perfect final round against this guy.
Wow, that was amazing, Kadrick! Yeah!
You watch as there's an elderly man that's like, once again, near you guys, saying, "That's my boy, a man with respect for his elders." He turns and looks at you, his wife holding his other hand, glaring.
Yeah, I'm just
In it. You can see that she's at least a level 10 Karen.
Level 10.
As you guys are continuing to enjoy the match, Foxner, you are still enjoying the match. Vircan, I meant. You come towards the beach. You can see once again at the edge of the skewering ports what looks like massive trees that are sticking up out of the bay, about somewhere from 50 feet up all the way upwards of 150, nearly 200 feet, with spikes that are jutting out that are causing steam to develop around the base where it touches the water and to come across this town. And as you make your way towards this steam-covered beach once again, you can see what looks like that elderly man that's on the beachhead that had previously been approached by Krull and sold him that chain is walking around down here. You can also see what looks like Miskil, the snake charmer, is here as well. As you get closer and closer to the beach, though, you are feeling like more calm the closer you seem to get.
Okay.
And it's been a rather tense day for you.
Yeah. I guess I will, feeling that I'll keep going. I'm going to try and kind of follow the feeling. So if it's still leading like towards the water, I'll go into the water. If it starts to, I don't know if it works this way, like Pocahontas with the wind type of thing. But like if it starts to feel like it's directing me somewhere else, I'm just going to follow that feeling.
Yes, you follow the wind. And,
Yes. Can I paint with the
yes,
colors?
all the colors that you end up painting with, paint your way towards the beach directly.
Perfect.
And as you go into the beach, your vision, you're looking down, and it's a pretty nice day. It's pretty calm. Like, there's not very many waves right now hitting and crashing the beach. There's obviously a few, but it seems to be pretty slow. In fact, it's pretty smooth waters. Like, it's not very choppy. You're maybe getting a wave that's crashing on the beach like every 12 to 15 seconds. And as you're looking down, you're noticing that as the water is going away from you at this level that you are, that it's smooth enough as it's leaving, and it's bright enough at this time of day for you to get a nice reflection of yourself as it's moving back away from you, as it's hitting the top of the beachhead and going past your feet. You start to feel calm, and you feel your eyes start to close, and you hear a voice that says, "What's going on, man?"
I'm gonna, as I hear that voice, I'm gonna respond and say, it's been rough. Things haven't been so great. I like it here, though.
Oh, that sounds bogus, brother.
Yeah, it has been really bogus.
Yeah.
The beach is nice, though.
Yeah, you seem stressed, man.
Yeah. Got some tough choices ahead.
Yeah. I've been thinking, like, you come here and, you do things like, you seem kind of hesitant. Like, maybe you should just approach people directly more. It's really healthy. For, like, communication, not letting everything sit on your back, Like, if you have a problem with Rosa Belcroft, maybe you should just talk to her about it. It's just my 2 cents.
I hadn't actually thought about that.
Oh,
Have you ever talked to her?
Funny guy. Make a wisdom save as you feel, as he's like in the middle of talking to you, it tries to be interrupted with your abstract.
I don't know. It's kind of cocked, but I can just take it, which would be a failure.
Oh!
That's a natural 5.
Oh! God. You feel that as he's in the middle of speaking to you, you get the sensation that your vision seems to be pulled away, and you see as your eyes open up and you see your reflection once again. And as it does so, you can see as your reflection rises up out of the water and says in your own voice, "You don't want this." And you can see as it turns into a wicker man and releases it and puts it from outside itself. And you see as one appears, and then a second one appears, and then a third one appears, and then a fourth one appears.
Looking at myself and seeing that, I'm going to say, I think I'm actually going to yell. I think I'm going to yell back at myself. And, man, I don't even know. I think you just feel kind of angry. And,
You watch as you respond in that way. You can see a wicker mask appear on this other Vircan's face. And you can see as he points towards you. Roll initiative.
oh my gosh.
Don't sound good at all.
You roll a crit.
Yeah, but it's still a 19.
You want to guess what die it was?
It still beats me.
$80. There it is, the red one always.
All right. I lost. I rolled a 12.
You see as these wicker men all move towards you. And as they do, you can see as yourself points towards you, and you watch as vines erupt from the ground and twig and branches and start to rip across at your feet. Make a strength save. DC's 14.
No.
You feel
Fail.
yourself get locked into this. And you can see that as you feel yourself get restrained, that these wicker men surround on all sides of you. And you can see as this is happening, you feel as your body starts to connect with abstract. You can feel as a strange, unique abstract, one that you felt before at times when you tried to connect into that hellhound form or first tried to make this wicker form appear, or first tried to create the ability to change your mask. You can feel as it's there in front of you, and you see as these wicker men are surrounding you, looking like they're about to slam and pounce on you. Do you try to connect?
Yeah, I will.
DC's 14.
Come on. Natural 5.
You feel as this tries to connect, and you are struggling to do so, and at the last second of inspiration, you just do the only thing that you can think might save yourself, and you watch as a dome of wicker appears across your entire body as they start beating onto it. Something that you haven't used since you learned. As this starts happening again, and you feel them beating across, you just hear as yourself says, "Those walls won't last forever, and neither will your will." Make another check if you're trying to connect with this abstract.
Yeah, I will. Natural 4.
Easily in one turn, you watch as these wicker men break through this wicker barrier that you've put up. As they break through, a 12 to hit you. You watch as, they have advantage from the restraining.
Oh.
Even lower, you watch as one goes to strike at you and slam, and you watch as it does so that its hand starts to separate into the familiar cage. You know that it can put people in once it connects, and as it does so, you're able to just limbo yourself back by the weight of your ankle strength. Just and like stand right back up as you come in and out of that. It is your turn. Are you going to attempt to do anything else, or are you going to continue to connect with this abstract?
Yeah, I've got to connect with this thing. So,
what is Vircan feeling right now as he's in the middle of this fight against himself, but clearly are way more in tune with Wickerbury?
I think that he would be just wondering, seeing that and not being able to think of what might be able to offset that darkness and that power within him, and kind of wondering what the other him wants from him. A little bit, yeah. Wondering what he wants, and he might even would say that, calling out, "What do you want?" And still trying to just, thinking mostly about preserving his life. So
you get an answer, but not from him. You hear a female's voice in your head. For your decision to hold weight one way or the other, to not flip about in the wind at every new source of information.
And I'll try and connect with the abstract. That is a 14 exactly.
A 14 exactly.
Oh my god.
You feel as you connect with this abstract, and you can feel that there's a few different things that happen here. You can feel as either it looks like one of your limbs is going to start to elongate, or you feel as your body starts to slip through in plants, or you feel as your body starts to transform. What do you do? 3 things.
I will slip through the plants.
You feel as your body slips through the plants, and you can see as it runs through one of these wickermen, and you can see as you do so, you're able to pop out from one of them 20 feet away from where you just were in this entanglement. And you watch as yourself looks at you in confusion. And then you can watch as he directs the wickerman towards your direction. You still feel this connection as you move your body away, and you can see yourself looking towards you, clearly knowing that you're the one that controls these things. If you're going to try and stop this, you gotta stop yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to, hearing Rosa Belcroft's voice, right? I am going to respond, and I'm going to say, I'm going to shout. I'm going to say, "You want me to commit? Then I'll fucking commit!" And I'm going to look at the Wickerman, and I'm going to point at him.
Ooh, contest yourself.
What is it? Caster ability?
Yeah.
It's a 19.
What'd you roll?
A natural 13.
A natural 13. Wow. He has a 20.
Oh, no. Wow.
And you
No
feel
way.
a voice say, it's going to take more effort for true commitment. And you can feel as you feel a little bit empowered, guided almost, as you see these wicker men coming towards you. 2 are able to reach you. 1 misses, and then a 16.
A 16 is my AC.
16 is your AC. You take 16 points of damage from this creature.
I'm unconscious.
Gotcha. As you drop down, you feel as you go and your face hits the water, and you feel yourself literally bounce and spring right back up. Right as your face hits the water. You're still up, moving around. And you watch as yourself is chuckling at you. You're so weak. Grow. You can test him again.
Yeah, I'm gonna test him again. Come on.
Add a d4.
Oh, shit. It's a 28.
Oh my god! You feel as your alter version's willpower is stronger than yours for the briefest of seconds. And then the words of Rosa Belkrov and just kind of yourself taunting you just drives you over the edge. And you watch as these wicker turn from the dark, purplish energy that's enveloping to the red fire that you have. And you can see as they do so that they start to turn towards him. And as he tries to get away, do you allow him to escape, or do you seek these things after him?
I think I'm gonna send them after him.
As you watch, as these wicker creatures start to move, and you occasionally having to help out to corner this other side, you can feel as they're starting to go to town on him. They get him trapped, and it looks like you're at the precipice after several blows are dealt to him. Do you take its life?
Yes. And I say to it as I do so, I say, there is only, and there will only ever be, one Vircan Hideback.
As you take his life, you feel yourself, and you can see what looks like Miskel, and you can see what looks like his mouth coming up as your eyes open up. You are drowning.
What?
You can see what looks like sky once again, and you see Miskel and this rat fisher guy that are over you, and Miskel's just like, you just walked into the water and turned yourself upside down and didn't come back up.
I'm gonna try and get up. I don't know what came over me, but thank you. I'm sorry I don't have any coin to offer you.
You guys were always reasonable in my book. It's no problem.
Truly, I appreciate it. And you, old man, thank you.
Nods his head at you.
I know I brushed you off before, but I've since learned the error in my ways that day.
He nods, just says, the world is a very vast place. Best not to write off anything too soon.
It seems that's a lesson I have to learn.
What do you do?
I am going to... I'm going to get up and I'm going to start walking back towards the stadium. I need to approach my group. I need to talk to the group.
As you go to start walking back up to possibly talk and debrief about the significant interaction that you just had. Zakhan. As you are coming out of that basement, kind of feeling like, holy shit, like in processing for a brief second, yeah, what's going through your mind?
Zakhan's a little stuck on the fact that, like, he's going back and forth on, was this worth it? And thinking on, oh, he just lost an ally that was a useful and an ally he was starting to actually kind of bond with due to his greed to know more. And then he looks at the barrel.
As you look at the barrel, what's your passive perception?
11?
Yeah, you're surrounded by guards. No, as you're looking at the barrel, you can see what looks like Amredi Vasilu in the doorway, looking at you as you're like kind of just staring off into the void a little bit, and you see as he just kind of like,
you want to help me carry the barrel? Get the fuck out of here?
based on what it looks like out here, it looks like you had a scuffle.
Kick the barrel, says, heavy guilt. I need to he knows more. We need to take him somewhere.
It's broad daylight.
I know. Any way, you know any way to be more sneaky than obviously just walking out in broad daylight?
I don't have any ideas at the present. I mean, maybe cleaning up the marks around here and coming back at night might be the better move.
I need to bring him out now. I don't know when he's going to wake up. I need to move him.
I have an idea.
Alright.
It's not a very good one, but it might get rid of anyone that comes down asking questions.
What's your idea?
I can produce some wings. Sometimes they have a very unfavorable scent if I choose to do so. So maybe if you say it's a barrel of something incredibly smelly,
That's perfect.
could keep some people away.
Alright. I'm gonna go up to this barrel. How big is this barrel that he
It looks like a regular old grain barrel. Like it's
Okay.
not small. Like it's probably about 3.5 feet tall, probably about another 3 feet wide.
Okay.
You know. So
Yeah. I'm gonna tip this barrel over and get it on its side, and I was like, alright, this is actually no. I like your idea. Thinking about it, how long do you think am I thinking it would take me to try and clean up the outside of where we're making a bit of a mess?
You're talking about like the evidence, if you will, of
Yes.
the previous scuffle. You guys really just like move some pews around, and there's a couple of like burn marks here and there from like some lightning abilities that like kind of some of the shrapnel. So if you have your alchemist tools, you can definitely use certain things in there to like cover up certain varnishes and things like that. Maybe with about 5-10 minutes of elbow grease, you can make it look to an untrained eye as if nothing occurred. But serious investigation might reveal a thing or two if someone's very familiar with how this place looks. But
And how long? Sorry, you might have mentioned it. I might have missed it. How long am I estimating that might take me to?
like 5-10 minutes, depending on how you roll.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Looking about like a 15 in order to get it all covered up decently.
Okay. Flying colors. Natural 19.
Natural 19. You're able to do so in 5 minutes. It doesn't take you very long. You're able to cover up most things. Any of the pews and chairs that are out of position, you're able to re-put back into position. A few blood marks here and there, you're able to clean up with ease. A couple of what looks like marks from some of the sparks that came off. You're able to just like use some of your things to kind of clean it off, so that way at the very least it doesn't look like it had any type of a burn or anything on it.
Gotcha.
It takes you some time.
All right.
Vasilu is helping you as you're doing so as well. He says, "You guys are a lively bunch. This is wow. You guys have a lot going on."
You have no idea.
I say that as someone that has a lot going on.
I believe that after all, your name kind of precedes yourself. And yeah, I'm gonna start wheeling this barrel out.
All right, gotcha. Vasilu helping you, and you guys purposely trying to keep people away. You can go ahead and give me a performance check with advantage.
And I'll tell Vasil, it's like, make it just really vinegary, you know, like pickled things.
Maybe bad wine.
Perfect.
Bad wine. Bad wine. There we go. We got it.
Wow. Let's see if I can get better. That's really good. It's better. That's a 17.
A 17. All right. You have a few people that have left the competition. It seems like a little bit early that are straggling around, but as he's like, before you guys go, you can see that he doesn't do anything. You can see that wind just starts swirling around him. As it does so, you can see that he is able to start propagating it and change the direction of it, and it has this scent. And everywhere you're about to go somewhere, he starts pushing it in that direction, adjusting like the speed of it. So it's nothing that's just like blasting things over, but it is enough to like propagate some scent and some smell. And he does it as you guys go to intersections at different parts, and you just hear a few people going like, oh.
It's pretty good, right?
Oh, it smells like a Thornodon's dick. Oh.
He doesn't look at Vasil, it's like, does it fit?
Yeah, you watch as someone else is like, it smells like 2-day-old Kanetsky food.
That's Vircan about that. So, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Where are you taking the barrel? To your house?
No. No, that's the one place we need to like keep as separate as possible. No, I am actually going to make my way. I have no idea what this is going to do. I'm going to make my way to Meadow proper. I'm going to try and get this to Usto. If I do see a guard, though, I am going to ask him. I'm just like, hey, you know where Usto is right now?
Okay, gotcha. As you guys are moving the barrel along the midst of town, like random people, like there's a few guards that you do see that try to like get away, seeing the smell, but seeing as you wave them down, you can see that these are skewering port guards, and they just point you towards the towards Meadowwhip area. But one of them says, if you wait for a second, I can bring a guard back to you if you want.
Just to have a meet us on the way there. This is going to take a while to get there, you know.
Okay, rounds up. Gotcha. And then you have one of the guards that kind of looks at you like, why are you bringing old wine to Meadowwhip?
You know, some people have some really interesting, predictions. I don't judge.
I don't want to judge.
You should have said the minister's name.
So, as you eventually have a guard that comes up to you, they do say that Usto is, make a look roll. On an 11 up, he's available, but I would say that he's maybe at the competition or he's handling some other business potentially. But let's see. 11 and up, he's around.
It's a 19.
A 19. Gotcha. You see, as Usto is literally like 60 feet back, you can see that he has what looks like a bottle of wine in his hand. Looks like he's in a good mood. He's talking to a couple guards. You can overhear him speaking in Dwarfling, excited about going to see the rest of the finals of this competition.
I'm gonna immediately just go like, hey, Usto?
You watch as he looks at you, the smile drops, and just like, I'm gonna have to take a meeting, huh?
You are. This is important.
You watch as he just hands over the bottle to what looks like one of his companions, and just like head goes down and just like waves you in and just starts walking.
Throwing the barrel towards him.
How do you have a fucking barrel? What's going on with that?
Is it just him? Is it any of his guards nearby?
There's a couple of guards, yeah, with him.
I'm gonna lean in, just like, it's not just a barrel of wine. I have one of the Moringa cultists here.
Ready is with you, by the way, still.
Excellent.
Yeah, gotcha. Him and Usto do nod at each other. There seems to be a little bit of a mutual respect there. And he just says, Vasilu, and Vasilu just says, Hot Warden. Like, just seemingly know each other.
Look, I don't want to say it out loud right now because it's a bit sensitive, but you're not gonna believe who the fuck this is.
You watch his eyes go wide as you say who, and it just like turns around and just keeps walking. As you guys go through, get into his, I'm assuming you want to go into the office, which he's totally fine with. As you guys get into the office, you can see that Amready just says, hey, we are not playing this game, Usto. You have to get me a proper chair. Watches Usto is just like, what's wrong with my chairs? These are perfectly fine chairs. They feel my arse good. Watches as Amready just like goes back out into the hallway, grabs one of the larger chairs, dragging it. Like, grabs a second one, just grabs it. He watches Usto kind of chuckles.
And yeah, once I got in there, I'm going to uncork this barrel and dump out, I'm assuming it's still unconscious, Ignilpa.
No, this is the wrong barrel. It's only grain. Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
no.
Ignilpa. Yeah. You see, as Ignilpa dumps out onto the ground, still unconscious, but let's make a con save. Let's see if this maybe wakes him up. It doesn't. He is still out cold on the ground.
All right.
Yeah, watches Usto's eyebrows raise and just says, "I'm not gonna lie. A priest was the last thing I thought you'd fucking bring in here."
And I'm gonna pull out that shirt, that ringlet of a moringa. And I'm gonna show him as like he was carrying this. It leads to an underground chamber beneath the temple of Hespeora, and there's absolutely moringa shit all over there. They just killed one of my compatriots.
So,
Remember that mini arc beast I told you about?
It's probably going to be our best source of information then.
Absolutely.
He watches, he kind of starts to smile. Finally, something that we can use against this. Oh, by the way, no sense in keeping Mac Pebbleacre tethered around here if he needs a job. That's out by the lighthouse, so I sent him already. He's out there gathering intel. He'll be sure to keep you guys updated. And he pulls out the map and marks a place that's a little bit north of Lighthouse by a couple miles. And just says, this right here, this is where you can meet him. He's going to be scouting throughout the night, as well as the morning, until you guys reach him. He said he'll be back there in the afternoon tomorrow.
Afternoon. We'll be sure to link up with him to find out everything he knows. But yeah, we need to get the word on this guy as soon as possible.
I'm glad you brought him here. Who knows who we can trust out there?
Yes, I was worrying about the same thing. By the way, just a side question. How often do they do this resurrecting at the temple?
It has happened before, but it must have been at least maybe like 4-5 years since the last one. Before that, much longer. I think before even I was warden.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because I suspect the resurrections are not exactly what they seem.
Well, if this one's related, I think it could be assumed. There's probably more.
A lot more. There's no point in sticking around on this. They might be everywhere, as far as we know. I'd be very careful who you trust.
Upon further investigation of the storehouses burning down, our citizens, there were no interactions that seemed to put anything suspect into view. My theory is that maybe they possessed them and lie dormant for some time.
Maybe.
And brings me into a further theory that could be a possibility in the town too.
There could be a lot of them just sleeping, waiting to be awoken at the right moment.
There are hundreds of those spirits in the sky. Who knows how many are already out there in the populace?
There's one thing you're going to want to do, and this is relating to Kadric and Lady Snidian. You're going to probably want to persecute this man publicly. And implicate Lady Hespeora. Kadric, from what I understand, believes her to be a very honorable woman, but I think that it's very clear to me that she's not. She's connected to this.
But do you have any clear proof?
This is our closest man to it. We're going to have to get it through him somehow.
We'll
All
see
I
how
can
long
tell
it
you
is.
is what I witnessed, but at this point, my input might be considered tainted. There's definitely something wrong with how they do their rituals.
He watches a Silu. There might be a way to obtain proof of foul play. He would only be capable through eyewitness, though. There is a meeting going on tonight. That's, let's just say my chances of interrupting seem to be dwindling. But maybe we might learn a thing or two that can be used against Cadric and Lady Snithigan to publicly scorn them.
Maybe. It's probably our best bet. What time is that meeting?
Still don't know anything concrete, but I'm assuming around midnight or so, based on all intel I have right now.
Don't know if I'll be able to make it there. We're going to attempt to save one of our comrades probably around that time, or at least begin the operation of it, so. We'll see. Actually, no, I might be able to be part of that.
It's a very charged situation. There is a lot of people meeting there that if anything is found out of any direct involvement from any one person, I fear that their life will not last much longer than a week, especially with these people. You watch as he kind of opens up some, says, there's going to be a meeting of some of those with the abilities of the Wicker, along with some of the mercenaries named Tuga and Cadric in attendance.
That's a very powerful group of people.
I also saw as Tuga swam towards the Vice Corps, and no signs or sounds of any hostility or any ill intent. Not that I saw. So why would he go see them?
Perhaps they're recruit them.
I think so as well. There may be a representative from them, and they're in town. This is a very highly charged meeting. Interrupting it could further the embers that exist and spring a fire. So the touch has to be light. Public opinion would help them. That is true. If the people are adamantly against it and are actively helping us to oppose these things, that would go a long way. Even down to some of the things that may be needed to find out if people within the town are possibly possessed or not.
What if we're able to implicate that? Because my opinion is after we extract everything from Ignilpa, we're going to kill him. What if we put him out publicly but make it look like the Wicker killed him? Create the resentment in the town. I have a friend who could maybe make it seem possible that that's how it occurred.
He watches, he still thinks it over. I'm not too sure we are going to be killing him, first of all, boy. Sometimes things like this take time. You don't always get the most accurate information in the first 10 minutes of doing something like this. Sometimes not even in the first day.
I don't think it's going to. I understand it's not probably going to happen soon,
But
eventually.
using him publicly, that could be a good idea.
That's my thought right now.
Why don't I keep a guard or two on standby at Warmoss, so that way if you need to get me, you have someone you can contact me through. And why don't me and my guys go to work on him? If we have any further information for you, we can come fetch you or send someone with some intel. Vasilu, I know that you have Pluma Scorpia's best interest at heart. And I assume that we both know that control falling into different hands is disadvantageous for those that are calling the shots for you. So I expect that I can put some of this in your hands to do whatever needs to be done with this meeting, am I right? Watches Vasilu nods. Just says, but some coin would make me far more loyal. Eustace just shakes his head, and you watch as he just reaches into his desk and pulls out what looks like a hefty bag. Just clunk. You can see as he goes to hand it to Vasilu, and just says, enough to wet your beak, I'm sure. You watch as he looks, and you can see that he just like weighs it in his hand, looks at it, weighs it in his hand. 80 silver? Puts it away.
It's a hefty sum, all right.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for the present. And better open this thing up, huh?
Time to get started, eh? I'm going to regroup with my people. They need to be informed about everything that's happening.
Alright. Door opens and you and Vasilu start to leave. So, as you guys are drinking, continuing to watch these sword fights that continuously keep going on, it keeps going and going for about another 30 minutes, and it looks like it's about to be the semifinals. So as you see the semifinal match approaching, this is the final semifinal. Kadric already won his match. You can see that this is Tuga going up against what looks like another one of the ranking members of the Swordsmen of Snidigan. Right?
Okay.
So, Mario, you can make the luck roll for the Swordsman of Snidigan. I'll make it for Tuga.
Okay.
I have a modifier here. I won't tell you what it is unless
Roll
it matters.
bad. Roll bad.
11.
So, Tuga gets a run for his money. You can see that as these guys start fighting with each other, Vircan, you are walking up towards, and you, with your high perception, notice what looks like Arleg, Krull, and Foxner sitting together, as you also look over and you see Tuga. And you can see what looks like a swordsman of Snidigan that seems to be pairing off a couple of his attacks here and there and actually going toe-to-toe with him. And you can see that he's starting to get a little bit butthurt as this is going on. And you can see that Tuga goes to try and get the first set of points, and he just totally misses both of his attacks. And you can see that as they exchange for the second round, what looks like Tuga ends up getting the better of this dude. And then you can see what looks like as these guys go trading once again, that Tuga lands solidly all three of his blows. You can see that as this guy lands two, he turns around and kind of like what was seen with Foxner, you watch as he surges with energy and goes to hit him again, and you can see as they tie. And you can see that as they tie, this dude, he's been hitting Tuga, but Tuga looks fine. This guy looks beat up, as they're fighting. They've had even in the trade-offs, but this dude is definitely taking more of the brunt of it. So you can see that a tiebreaker goes on. And as they go up to do this tiebreaker, you see as Tuga gets up to do this, you can see as he grunts, and you can see his abstract forms around his fists. And as he does so, you can see as he clocks this dude with one hit and knocks him out, and then proceeds to hit him one more time and is about to hit him another, as you hear Kadric's voice yell, "Stop!" And he just barely stops right before he's about to kill this guy. And you can see that as he rises up, he just grunts over at him and walks away in silence. It looked close for a second, though. That looked close. You see as the crowd erupts, though. Just tons of people that are cheering. And you see as a few of these daisies fall out in the crowd from these little girls that were selling them. Watch as this dude is spitting out teeth, getting his back lifted up by the priest. You can see as they're grabbing them off the ground and slowly getting him off his feet as he's dragging ass. Clearly messed up after that.
Yeah.
And you come across Foxner, Arleg, and Krull. Arleg nods to you, just says, "There's some fine events." Gestures to Foxner.
Oh, I'm sure you did well. What'd you last? Did you get to the second round?
I did. It was a close one. I think I should have won, but he cheated. He clearly used something against the little guy. He's a big bully is all he is.
You hear as an old man interjects, it's "You won fair and square, you squirrely piece of shit."
Shut up, old man. Did I tell you to leave?
You watch as an old man and his wife, you can clearly see the resemblance to Kadric on this guy's face. As he's just scowling at them. There's definitely something going on here.
Yeah.
There's some weird energy between these people and these guys.
I'm gonna just be perhaps you should offer him a little more respect.
You're right. I should. I've just been really stressed here. And you look a little stressed yourself. What's been going on?
Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you. Just something that's gonna make all of us stressed.
Oh, great.
You're down it.
You doubt it?
Yeah, we're already there. If you make me more stressed.
No, you're not there, buddy. Not yet.
No.
You should have seen my battle. It was
You
amazing.
again.
You should have seen mine. My battle on the
It's been
beach.
enough time. Let's see if you and Arlig are
I'd
poisoned.
love to hear
All right,
about
it's
it.
been enough time. Let's see.
But I'm sure that yours was
Yes,
incredible
Arlig
too.
absolutely.
We'll have to trade stories.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You are still good. Yeah, little burps and hiccups here and there, but you're good. As you guys are conversating, talking about some of the previous matches and going over Foxner's previous victory and then how that resolved, and some of the annoying confrontations they've had with this elderly man throughout the day and throughout before the competition, you guys see as Zakhan starts to approach towards you. The Sealu will break off. He has to say that I'm going to go let my associate know some of this new information, and then I'll come meet you guys at Warmost.
Sounds good.
He says to watch what you say to Vircan.
I agree. I understand. So I walk to meet them. And as I walk up, I see he's holding that flask, and I just take it out of his hand.
No,
And he watched me as the first time ever. Just uncork it, and I just start like gouging it.
He watches Arlig's eyebrows raised and just said, right?
Yeah! Yeah! I just started just
You watch
hyping it
several
up.
people just like now with you start cheering. Yeah! as well.
I'm gonna do a double take,
Yeah, and as I drop it, I'm like,
but then I want to go find Kadric and try and talk to him just for one, like, quick second if I can.
Gotcha. You were also looking for Kadric, right? Gotcha. Do you mention that to anybody?
No.
Alright, gotcha. Make a perception check. He's not like hiding or anything, but there is a lot of people here.
Not super great, but a 13.
That's about what I was thinking. Yeah, as you're looking around across the crowd, seeing all sorts of people, you can see past what looks like a few different people that are down. You can see, not immediately, but once he stands up, what looks like around that person that just got the crap beat out of them by Tuga. It looks like he was next to this guy, and you can see that he's walking from where he is, and it looks like he's walking towards his wife that's in the stand. You also see as Kadric looks like he's walking across the plaza, and it looks like he's walking towards the stands, like towards you guys.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll approach him.
You see as Vircan hops up and starts running towards him. As you go to get to him, you see that he notices you, and he just says, 1 second, please. And you watch as he goes up to his wife, and you watch as he points back, and you see she gets up and starts walking towards that way. Just says, what's up?
I'm gonna say, well, looks like it's you and Tuga in the finals. Thought I would maybe toss a piece of advice your way. If you mention his father, it makes him extremely angry. He will attack recklessly.
Good to know. Good to know.
It'll be powerful, but if you can dodge it, it might leave an opening.
I'll keep that in mind. Watch as he nods, goes to walk away.
Yeah, and I'll make my way back to my seat. That's all I wanted to say.
You can see that the crowd is anxiously awaiting this next matchup, but it seems like there's a little bit of time right here. It's pretty loud out.
so you guys kind of notice like Zakhan's just kind of doing like a 1,000-yard stare. He's like,
So like, so after Kendrick moves off,
Uh-huh.
and after him, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna try to blend in with the crowd.
You're gonna Assassin's Creed it.
Yeah.
You're 6'7". Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Straight. Yes.
Blend in, see if I
See,
can make
let's
my
see
way
if
around.
you can stealthily. I'm just curious how well this goes.
I'm way too drunk. for
As
this.
you watch,
I'm
as
way too
you
drunk
can
for this.
see as Krull like ducks down, trying to be like stealthy, like Crunk, you know, like, a person in your group. And as he slinks down and pushes his elbows out, you can see as a woman's like, "Hey!" As like he accidentally elbows her back, and like, the kid's like, "Ah!" As he just like starts bumping back and forth against people. And he watches. It's like obvious that someone's moving through at this point. And you see he kind of rushes up to Kadric Snittigan real quick.
I'm gonna follow him.
You see as Kadric turns around, hearing you walk up, just looks back, just says, "Oh, haven't talked to you since the trial.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?" You guys are like standing off
Word of
towards the
caution.
edge of the competition.
Yeah. Word of caution.
second one already. You watch as he looks past you, and you can see as he does, you turn around, Vircan is like standing pretty close to you.
Doing business with people like that are so thirsty for blood. May not have the outcomes you're looking for, or may come at a price that's a little bit steeper than you're willing to pay. That's all I want to say. I'll just walk off.
You hear him respond? Maybe. As he just turns.
I'll go back to my seat.
As you guys all gather up again, just to see as Arleg, well, I'm pretty excited to see what happens next.
Same.
You know,
You watch as he looks at Zakhan. She says, "You missed a great bit of this competition."
Don't care.
Do you want to take a bet for this final fight?
what'd you tell him?
30 silver on Kendrick.
On Kadrick.
I want to see him win.
No, actually, you know
I'll
what?
take your bet.
There.
I'm kind of hoping that the worst thing happens.
That they both die?
Yeah,
Like, sword through the chest as Tuga's fist impacts.
that would be marvelous.
Arleg says, "It's pretty unlikely with all the
Yo,
trained priests around."
no, I know.
Yeah, we know they can resurrect people. So, they have someone here that can do that.
True.
Pretty doubtful. But I don't disagree. That
So do we.
might be ideal. Good to know.
I assume you knew.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Right. I don't know if that counts.
So what is,
At least it doesn't count right now.
so what are we doing? We watching this thing go down and then heading back and telling everyone about how shitty our day was? Because our day wasn't shitty. We did good stuff.
Yeah, we can go back and you're gonna need more alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah, by his face
Yeah.
and your face, I'm pretty sure we're in. It's gonna be great.
Remember how you said the island's terrible?
Yeah, the island's fucking. Don't you figure it out?
No.
No.
This world is terrible.
Oh.
You guys are always so negative.
I think it's a
Tuga!
I think it's
Tuga!
You guys see as Tuga goes to enter the ring that the crowd starts to cheer a little bit as he does so, and as Kadrick comes into the other side, you can see as once again there's cheers, and you can see as Tilpus takes the center stage and says, "Everybody, the finals that we have been waiting for to see who here truly is one of the greatest warriors in the ports, and to gain the blessing of the celebration of peace. Now, without any further ado, let's get this done." You watch as everyone starts to clap and cheer. You watch as these two contestants go to take their place. You can see as Tuga, you're going to watch as he pulls out what looks like a glaive. And you're going to see as Kadrick that he goes away from using the two short swords. And you're going to see as he pulls out a great sword.
You know he doesn't have any money, right?
I know, but
Oh.
he's gonna owe me all of it.
I thought about that too.
As these guys go to shape up against each other, you can see that several people in the crowd are waiting anxiously as they're seeing this. These two guys about to go at it who, you know, Kadrick's looking a little bit worse for wear than Tuga is at this point, but Kadrick's fights, he's been victorious, like, far more stunning victories than Tuga has. So it's definitely been a little bit of back and forth. As this is about to happen, and you're seeing everybody start to get on the edge of their seats, let's go ahead and get these rolls out of the way. So, who wants to roll for Kadrick? I have a modifier for
I
him.
think he should.
Right. I will roll for
Since he's
Tuga.
betting for him.
I also have a modifier for Tuga. But you guys know what modifier Tuga has if you saw that roll now. Kadrix is lower, I'm not gonna lie. But he can win here, for sure. Oh,
Yes. Please let it happen. Please let
what'd
it
you get?
happen. A 5.
Oh!
Really not good.
Plus 5, so that's a total of a 10.
Okay.
I got a 23.
He's let him say something about his dad, and Tuga just fucking just goes banana boats and kills him. Please let him happen.
You guys will see what looks like the first exchange between these guys, and you see as Tuga's blows get parried off and Kadric makes a clean swipe at him. And you can see that as he does so, he notices that this slash doesn't go deep enough. So you can see as he strains and really grunts into his strike, holding his ground, and you can see that as he goes on to the next slash, that his feet like shift in place, sinking into the ground some, and you can see that it slashes and actually draws blood off Tuga. That's significant. And you can see that, wow, he looks like he's really good with that greatsword. As this happens, you see as Tuga gets a little bit mad, goes back on the exchange, you watch as Tuga knocks the greatsword out of his hand on this next one and punches him twice, bloodying him up decently. And you can see as Tuga starts to snarl at this. As this next one is going, you can see that Kadric says something which looks inaudible to the crowd as it's, hyping up. And you can see as Tuga looks at him, and you can see that you guys hear this. Just, what you say? He just starts to beat on his chest, and you're going to see as his brownish green form, the coloration on his shell starts to go from a greenish to a brownish to a reddish orange, and you can see as his size morphs and he becomes large in stature. And you can see that as he does so, he slams his glaive into the ground, which slinks all the way down to the hilt. And you're gonna see that as he does so, Kadric's like, what the? As he does this, you're gonna see that as he grows in size, that Kadric goes to try and parry off a blow, but you're gonna see as Tuga breaks through his sword with his fist, hits Kadric, and then you're gonna see as he grabs him, slams him onto the ground, and then you see as he throws him up 60 feet.
Oh my
You're gonna see that
God.
as he's coming down to go like straight back to the ground, you see what looks like a hand that comes out. And you're going to see that as the hand comes out, like literally right past you guys, you watch as Kadric starts floating down to the ground. And you see what is the hand of Amredi Vasilu. Wow. That is fucking crazy. Kadric is just floating down to the ground, and you see as Tuga just like, and just like saunters off in this, and slowly you watch as his color starts to change as he starts to leave, huffed. And you watch as Tilpus comes out and just says, congratulations. Sorry, everyone. And you watch as the crowd is like, some people are kind of cheering, some are kind of booing, some are like, what the fuck was that? It was, yeah, that was, you can see there's some people that are definitely stunned that that just happened to Kadric.
Holy shit.
What the fuck did you tell him?
Tell Kadric?
Well,
I heard about this from when practice almost got fucking killed.
Well, to be honest,
I kind of was hoping that he was going to kill him.
I thought that Kadric was a good enough combatant that if he made Tuga mad,
You made him use his greatest strength in a contest of peace. He went 60 feet into the air.
I guess you owe me 30 silver.
Watches Amredi Vasilu laughs as Kadric touches the ground. He watches his wife goes up to him, and you can see that as she does so, a couple of the other priests go up to him. You can watch as they start putting their hands on, and you can see that they're doing clearly a medicine check as he wakes up out of that. He's a hardy guy, and you can see that he just got hit by Tuga like 4 times in a row in that last interaction. He got smashed into the face, slammed on the ground, then thrown up as well.
That was freaking awesome! Yeah!
A few people are just like laughing, and as you're saying so, you watch as Kadric gets up, just like kind of like dazed a little bit. You can see that he's clearly disappointed in that, and is just like surprised. You can see that he's just like talking to the people that are around him.
Well, hopefully none of us are ever at odds with that man.
You do realize the way we've been going lately that that's definitely going to be the case.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Basilu says, well, I'm glad I came back here to see the finale. That was pretty interesting. You have something to say?
Nope.
You look like something.
No.
It looked like there was something to say.
No.
Cat got to your tongue?
Yeah.
Shy?
Yeah.
Don't like talking in public?
Yeah. Something like that.
He watches you, like, looks around, and you can see that he sees this old man glaring at you.
Yeah.
Says, pissing off the elderly?
Oh yeah. All the things. Just fuck it.
It's one way to live.
Well, I'm hungry. I don't know about anyone else.
So I'm drinking my bread today.
We'll see you guys at the Warmas. Watch this show stay off.
Oh, you're joining in on the shenanigans?
We'll have things to talk about.
As he yells out, I'll give you guys some privacy. I can eat.
I'm sure the Warmouse is going to be slammed.
Also, you guys don't have to go directly to Warmas. Like, you can go to...
Go to our own house, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That would probably be the most private place.
To go to as private a place as possible.
You ready, little buddy? I'm gonna grab him. Let's go.
Got our leg?
Yep.
Yep. He's totally like, woo! It's like I'm flying. As you guys start moving through the streets towards the house of your former business partner.
Oh my god.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. We set up some traps. We gotta
You notice some
disarm
ball
them.
bearings on the outside of the doorway, and what looks like, as the door opens, what looks like some placed and some other traps on the windowsills that are very obvious.
Swag, what the fuck is all this?
Just
They're
lay
traps.
them out
They're traps.
where you just
I'm
people
just gonna-
might step.
Yep.
Who are you
I'm
trying
just
to
gonna-
trap?
I'm gonna just scoot the ball bearings over with my foot.
Sebit is not here any longer.
You're just... Who are you... You trying to trap the blind?
This is not a good job.
Why don't you?
I literally see them when I'm looking.
I don't give a fuck. Come
He
on.
watches.
It's your work, man. All right.
Arlen gets up, and you can see that he is kind of like tiptoeing around a little bit, and you can see that he goes by the window and like slips, falls on the ground, just like oh, I fell on my hip.
I'm gonna-
grab probably one of our smaller chairs.
Why are you guys putting such clever traps in here?
I'm gonna Druidcraft cause wind, and it's just gonna like blow the ball bearings.
Maybe get one of our smaller chairs, just put it up against the wall, and just like plop it into it. Just don't lean too hard, one way or the other. No.
I'm gonna look and see if any brew or anything has been purchased yet.
Yeah, you can see what looks like there hasn't been like wines and stuff purchased yet, but you do have some barrels available here already.
Yeah, I'm cracked.
Yeah, you got like 4 of them right now.
Are any of them cracked?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
so
you're
fresh. Yeah.
I'm gonna tap you. I said we need to check to make sure there's nothing else here.
Okay. That's product to be sold.
You're gonna want to drink some.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna start patching myself up though.
I'll grab this.
I'm gonna investigate around to see if I find anything untoward, just in case anything might be here that shouldn't be here.
Gotcha.
Can Lepsy also do
You
checks
also
too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Any person.
Because Lepsy can see blind. What is it?
Blindsight.
Blind sight, right?
I don't think he has blind sight, Mario.
Oh, he does.
I thought he could see invisible or something.
I don't think he might have
Check
seen
yourself.
invisibility, but he can help either way. Like he can fly around and go into the corners. It'll help his check. That's what I'll say.
It's a 21.
Yeah, you're looking around the area, and you don't notice anything
gonna
that
patch
seems
you
like
up.
untoward in any
Yes, I
corners
mean,
or
definitely.
anything that looks out of place, out of the ordinary. What you do notice is that behind the
12
bar, you
points.
do see what looks like a floorboard that looks slightly out of place. As you go to lift it up, you can see what looks like some coin in a pouch that's down there. As you're looking at it, you're just like,
Yeah, gonna grab that.
yeah, gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Grab it. Yeah, you guys can hear some clinking of coin and a floorboard being pulled up behind the bar, and you can see as Zakhan pulled up, it looks like a coin pouch. As you're looking at the inside, it looks like there's probably about 40 silver pieces.
We just barely tried this at the Colosseum. That was a terrible place for our safe.
I didn't put it there. I'm gonna take out 10 silver of that and toss the bag to you.
Whoa, what are you doing?
He's in debt to me.
Yeah, but is it finders keepers then? Is that what we're doing now?
It doesn't matter whose that was anymore because as I like sit down and like take a long swig of the ale, Nilty's dead.
Wait. What?
What?
Nilty's dead. He was killed by the circles of Moringa.
What? Where? How?
Wait, you were on gone for like a couple hours.
When I split off from you before the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, for like 45 minutes, if that.
Yep.
Yep.
Like an hour. Yeah.
Well, I saw Nilty near the temple. I thought an opportunity. There's the celebration. And maybe this is the time we could maybe find some things out about the connections of the temple and the Moringa.
Wow. So then the temple is
We
involved.
captured Ignilpa. He had a ring that allowed him to walk through a wall within the temple. And I'm gonna hang it up. Show us.
Put that shit down. Isn't that the shit that killed our brother?
Cobb had one of those.
Yeah, yep, no, put that shit on the ground.
I'm gonna pocket it again.
Oh, God.
I
I'll try.
went down and tried to investigate it with the penalty. And against his wishes, we pushed forward and found a sanctum of some sort for the Moringa. And you remember that many-armed beast? There was
Yeah.
a
Oh my
spectral-
god, it gets worse?
Did you say,
much larger.
what do you mean by
Oh
spectral?
my
It was-
god.
It means
It
ghost.
was the same thing. It was a ghost, though. It was much bigger.
Like, solid things would pass.
Under the temple.
It came out of a mirror, and my reflection, kind of like how when you mentioned the House of the Lost, my reflection was acting independent of me.
Sure, that
And
happened
that
to me.
came
Yeah,
out.
but nothing came out of the mirror, though, in the House of the Lost. And it didn't give me any vibes of dangerous at all.
Oh, it
This
did
was,
me.
uh,
It winked at me.
This was a different thing.
What winked at you?
My reflection.
At the House of the Lost?
Yeah.
You never told me? After
Regardless-
everything I've told you.
This thing killed Milty. I wasn't able to save him, unfortunately.
What the fuck?
And then you take his gold.
You're not bullshitting.
Watches Arleg interjects, silver.
You are a sword.
It's, I'd like to say it's what he would have wanted, but I'm
No.
full of shit.
Wait. Who do they? So
Oh, I need to know.
Who saw
you?
you?
You need no more? Do you?
As far as I know, nobody saw me. I managed
So-
to take Ignilpa. Ustos currently working on him to get information.
can
What
this ghost project
Arleg.
us or you to somebody else, like in the circle?
I don't know. All I know is it's very strong. It nearly killed Milty, it seemed like, in a few seconds once it got on him. I mean, we all
So-
know he was a tough guy.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you're from, you saw him
That's
die.
Horrible.
I was protecting him with a spell when I made it through, and I was trying to reopen the way for him to escape as well.
Uh-huh.
And I felt my connection end as if there was nothing for me to maintain that connection.
Wow.
So-
Okay, yeah.
I am assuming he is dead.
So
But-
you don't know if he actually is dead.
Oh, he's
I
probably
didn't see it, but the creature didn't seem like it was trying to merely,
tickle him.
well, take him captive. It looked like it was trying to kill.
That is.
So what does this mean for us?
This means
We
that
lost
we
our
might
manager.
get, well, it means
We still have Etlin.
we technically own more of the business, so we get more proceedings, but we don't have someone to run it unless we can get Milty's associate that he had here to take that over.
He does have a couple more associates, just to be clear, at Ike's Pickled Port. You guys never got the names of either of them. But you did interrogate one of them, so...
You know who's gonna be happy about this?
You know what they look like?
Ike. He doesn't
Why?
owe me any money anymore.
I think that he's going to be the opposite of happy about this.
more happy.
I think that he's going to expect you to pay his debt because you
Wait, was
just
it Ike
got
first
his
of all? I thought it was Ike
debt.
that owed him.
First
Killed.
of all, who gives a shit about that?
Oh, he knows the other way around.
That
That's
is
right. Oh, yeah.
really unimportant right now.
Well,
There's some really stinky shit brewing around here.
what do you mean?
They were under the temple.
Yeah, I told you from the very beginning when we fucking went
The
down
kids
there.
are right next to the temple.
Yo.
That
told
is the worst place for an orphanage. What
Wait.
if they're influencing the orphanage in some way? Oh my god. Take a
So,
big old drink again.
I wonder if Lady Schnittgen's in on it. Oh,
what,
I mean, are you sure? She might be. She might be not.
I'm as certain as I can be, just short of seeing it myself.
Yeah. Like I said, I really hoped Kadrick had died. When he
What-
when he got thrown up in the air, I was like, oh, it's the moment. Oh, it's the moment. Oh, and then it didn't happen.
So, what crawled up your ass to make you just go on this fucking mission into the circles of Moringa temple by yourself, without any of us?
I guess you could say my thirst to understand and to learn more about our enemy has got the better of me.
Oh my god.
I felt like we were too many steps behind them when we needed to get some kind of leverage, something to give us what felt like was a better chance. Because we were walking into this lighthouse completely blind.
Oh, hey, what?
This might get us the information.
But that's not something we do.
What'd you do
We
with
don't.
the-
We don't just go. That was like rule number 1 when we got here.
You're right.
Yeah, well, he paired up with.
That's why I only did it because I had Milty.
Yeah, he paired up with Milty.
I wouldn't
He's
have done
not
it
a.
so long.
He's not a revenant.
No, you're right.
No, but he, at the very least, was someone that we could trust.
What'd you do with the body? What's his fuckface?
Who?
The priest guy.
He said we captured him. Wait, yeah. Where is he?
Ustos, he's working on him right now to get information.
Oh, that was a smart idea.
It's almost like that's my thing.
It was a halfway smart idea.
I
The
mean,
first part was not the best. Well, it was rash.
You also recall some info that Usto told you regarding Mac.
Yeah,
That might be relevant.
and yeah, I definitely informed him. The Mac is scouting out for us the lighthouse. I'm gonna pull out the map and show them location. You should be around here where we can meet up to learn some more intel about what we're dealing with.
Well, what are we gonna do to prepare for retaliation?
They don't. There's no guarantee that they will know it was me. I don't know how capable that creature is of communicating, but no one else saw me as far as I'm aware.
The mirror saw you.
But if the body is there,
Perhaps
they're gonna
Is
put
that-
2 and 2 together. They know we were hanging with
they're going
Milty.
to know somebody was there, but I don't believe out in the open very much. We were seen with no.
I don't think that it matters at all. They knew that we were the ones that hit them when we first got here, but they didn't attack us directly at first. First, they hit the storehouses, then they came for us.
Is there anything else? Like anything else? So you went down there, saw the weird ass mirror, you got out.
There's
and
an
Milty
altar
died.
that we found underneath. That's this. The ring clearly is inset to fit. So there's some interaction there. And
That's
I
it?
don't know what.
You need to put that thing in your special bag.
Something.
Lay ahead of you.
That's a key.
Cobb
There's gotta
was-
be a key.
Cobb was holding on to one, and it
Took him over.
went inside of him and fucked him up.
I will make sure that doesn't happen to me. I'm not interested in going through the same problem.
Oh, fuck.
And what happened to
What
you
else
at the
happened?
beach? You were telling me something happened to you.
Okay.
Well, while we're in the spirit of sharing good news,
Yeah.
I'm not worried when you're the one saying that.
Well, because
I
his
don't-
good news comes with better attachments.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that I'm ready can help with this meeting that I'm going to tonight.
Oh, you're going.
I think he was
Yeah, I have to be there.
Oh.
Summoned by teacher. But learned of possibly another Tuga. So
Yeah, we've known about the other Tuga.
no. Another Tuga.
Another Tuga.
Like
Oh, a third Tuga.
I thought we went over this. There's multiple. They all go by Tuga.
this one was much older
So like the Grand
and
Tuga.
had a beard that went all the way to the ground.
There's Tuga, Papa Tuga, and
He had
Grand
large. Maybe you might know something about this because you're hard on for metal. But he had large, what looked like brass, like clasps down his beard,
Tuga. Yeah.
and he used them in an offensive manner.
Yeah.
And
You can make a history check hearing that.
who?
That is going to be a 9.
Damn it!
Nothing was coming.
Oh wait.
Is this your first roll tonight? Nice, nice. Come on now.
Oh, hey, there we go. 13.
13, all right. I was thinking a little bit higher, but with that roll, you still glean this. You can't put name to face or anything, but you feel like there is some kind of a group or maybe even school that trains fighters, that uses, some kind of a weaponry that's on your beard. And it's not like common, but it's like you have come across this a time or two before. You're just not, with that check, unfortunately, not getting any proper nouns or anything like that.
Yep. And also, when you're on the high seas, having your beard collapsed makes it so it doesn't go everywhere. That too.
I mean, I don't have a beard, so.
Right, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah.
I had a vision of the two Tugas killing Amredi Vasilu.
You're full of fun.
Oh,
It gets
no.
much better.
Oh,
So, I learned that the Wicker has successfully infiltrated the Righteous Storm.
Well, that's
Now
great.
I'm just gonna get up and I'm just gonna grab the fucking barrel and just scoot it towards our There we go.
See his lower leg, as you say Righteous Storm, like with perfect cadence, just just hurls on the floor.
And I'll be like, yeah, that's how I felt about it too.
Takes it.
To what extent, I don't know. At what level, I don't know. But they're successfully spread. They've successfully spread all across the island. And so that's fun.
Are we doing a if you can't beat him, join him thing?
So on that note, I had another vision, which I told you about. Well, you were there.
Watch his lips, he says, "What's up with this guy and all these visions? I've had like a vision in my life once, ever. What the hell?"
I want to hear about that later. But yeah, I did this thing, and I'm gonna mask on off.
You watch these like venoms just like wicker threads just coming out of his ears like hair, and then just wrapping around him, and then retracting back into his ears.
I mean, that is really
What?
cool. That is
The
really
mention
cool.
that is just absolutely disgusting.
What the
Oh,
hell?
what are you talking about? That's really cool.
But sometimes when I do it, I can't see anything, and she talks to me and stuff.
The mask does?
Rosa Belcroft does. No, I have not. But I felt pulled to the beach. Interestingly enough, and I think that I talked to the High Harbor. I think I talked to him. He seemed nice. He seemed chill. He actually told me that if I had a problem with Rosa Belcroft, that I should probably... He basically said, don't be a bitch.
That is great advice.
He said, if you want to get rid of something, maybe just say, hey, I'm not down for this anymore.
Hey, I'm not down for this anymore. That was great advice.
And after I talked to him, I fought myself. I saw...
So you had a mirror thing too?
Kind
What's up with
of.
all these mirrors?
Mine was not just a reflection. I mean, it was a reflection.
So it was a natural mirror, you would say?
So
It
like-
was on the ocean,
So
on
natural.
the waves. But, like,
And then something came out of it.
kind of,
So-
yeah. He, like, materialized like another me. And he was wearing the... And he summoned 3 wicker men. 4. Summoned 4 wicker men and had them attack me. And
You look alive.
I can do a thing now where I can travel through plants.
Wow.
And I did that to not die. But this is where it gets interesting, talking about me being alive. Rosa Belcroft at that point said, basically, just fucking decide what you want to do. You're in or you're out. And I got kind of mad. And
And you told her to fuck off?
I said...
Good for you.
I said, all right, you want me to be all in? Then fine. And I had the wicker. I could control the wicker guys eventually. They actually hit me and knocked me unconscious, and I woke up instantly. But I could control them, and I made them go attack myself. And yeah, that's all. That ended all of that. But
So now you're 100% in with her.
well, that's the thing. I feel like, I did that out of self-preservation, and right now I feel like this is where the conversation with the High Harborer would come in, where it's like, all right, I've got like a day to decide probably in or out. Would it be so bad if I was in, though?
It's going to be absolutely fucking terrible if you're in.
Yeah. Yeah, because what if she calls you and you have to go do some real fucked up shit that progresses her ends?
Look, you know what
yeah.
she's about. This is what he's telling you. You know what she's about. You know the kinds of things she's going to ask you to do. And you know the people that we're working with, they're not going to be down for that. Which means we're going to have to fight them. So, the choice is
Us or her?
pretty much. Because I'm going to tell you now, I am not for this. I suspect there is going to be an immense amount of pain and suffering caused by her. She is teaming up with the Circle's Moringa. If she is having his Leora and Cadric joining them, that is not good.
Do you think Tuga is affected
I think Tuga,
by the Wicker?
I think the Tuga is Tuga.
I think
You guys is
maybe
own thing.
the Pharaoh has interests with the weaker, maybe in some of their things. So Tuga is something to help accelerate that because he's affected, as we saw.
I mean, he almost killed a guy today. He was super upset, kind of like when we seen that other guy
Almost killed
upset.
a guy, and he was a very strong person himself. So
You almost killed 2 people. You almost killed 2 people today.
Wicker has done that to other people.
Yeah,
Made them super upset to want to kill
yeah.
him.
But the thing about the Tuga, yeah, you know how like we can't interact with other things on the same thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Isn't-
Like if we pray to one god, we can't have another god of the same god. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't think, I think the Tuga is the Tuga.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think it works.
They wouldn't
Yeah,
be able
but
to
they're
do that.
allies. They're bedfellows.
Okay.
regardless, their goals are not going to have, in my opinion, results that we will end up agreeing with. And that's what I care about, is what we get out of these relationships.
I mean, I guess if we make a deal with her and say, hey, you can take over the rest of the entire planet, but leave our home alone. And just let us do our thing.
Deal with something from Sarah Jaffa.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the only reason why we would...
The worst thing to do.
Well, no, that would be the only thing that I would say that I would shake my hands with her with. Anything other than that, no. Because that's what she wants to do. Take over the whole world.
Yes. And destroy it, as far as I'm concerned.
As this conversation seems to be dwindling down a little bit, you guys hear as there's shouts outside, and you can hear as there's a couple of, people's like yells, hoots, and hollering, and a few what sounds like pots and pans being clanged together, and what sounds like various sounds of people starting to, this is Little Snittigan, where the celebration of peace, pops off. So you guys are starting to hear, as it's like 5 p.m. or so, the sounds of people joyously starting to get into drinks, starting to get into dance, and starting what sounds like, a gathering outside, and it just feels like the area around you. You guys are not too far away from some of the other businesses around here, so you're starting to hear as there's more and more people starting to come around the area and celebrating. But it is approaching towards sunset, probably in about an hour and a half or so, guys.
What we doing?
We gotta go interrogate that guy.
We're not interrogating him.
We gotta find out what's going on.
You know what? I think Ushto's got it, man.
Think
Let
so?
us know. He said he'll let
Yeah.
us know when he learns anything useful.
I think Ushto's probably better at it. He's probably got people that are trained in it.
We should have to warn Moss and meet Vasila.
You should go without me.
I agree.
As you guys split off, Vircan contemplating the conversation he's had, and all three of you heading towards Warmoss to go have a conversation with Vasily with some new intel about some potential things.
As we're going out, I'm gonna grab one of those other barrels, like one of the other 4 barrels, and I'm gonna roll it out. And I'm gonna see everyone partying out there. And I'm gonna look for the old man,
Gotcha.
just to see if he's out there.
You do notice him out there, we'll say.
I'm gonna roll it towards him. And I'm gonna look him right in the fucking dead in the face. All over. Hey, old man.
Hey, young, scraggly guy.
Scraggly. I'm just gonna lift up the barrel of mead or of ale, put it on its side, crack it open, and be like, here. It's all
Are you talking
yours.
about beer or the
No,
barrel?
The whole barrel.
Well,
Have fun. And I'm gonna walk out.
I need help moving it. Can you help me move it?
Yeah, where are we going?
All right.
You watch
Where's
as
the
you
party?
guys
Where's
go to
the
Warmoss.
party at?
You guys see as he peels off, as he starts to... Is there one thing you're about to do?
I'm gonna take out parchment. I'm gonna write down a few words and hand it to Vircan, and on it's gonna say, "Use her."
So, thanks for those of you that are watching us. As they split up for right before the evening, we will take a breather right here, guys, and we will be right back here in about 30 minutes or so. So, thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you for rejoining us here at Lucky 20 as we are playing the Goblins of the Gloriana Archipelago, and we are now seeing if these guys can get lucky as you finish up heading to the elderly man's estate where you drop off the barrel from him, and you see as several people are setting up tables. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of a party, a soiree here. And you can see that says to you,
This is a good apology, kid. Feel free to stop by for a drink later.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Trim up though a little scraggly.
he turns.
Have a good night.
He's such a classic old man.
Start walking.
Get a haircut, you heavy.
As Krull quickly, with a huff and a puff, catches back up to you two. As you guys are heading down, Mario, where is your mark on your body that you got.
My chest.
You can feel it as that starts to tingle. You can try to connect with it if you would like.
Okay.
You can make a caster ability check. This will be a charisma check. I'm looking for about a 13 here.
Nope.
No?
It's a 7.
You've never felt this before, but you do recall the words of your patron saying that expect a meeting soon.
Okay. What's your charisma? +4.
+4, I think, or +3.
Yeah, it's +3.
I think it's +3.
You had proficiency in the charisma?
It's just a caster ability check.
So no proficiency.
We expecting to see you. I've been needing to talk to you, so I can't wait for that to happen.
You don't hear a response, but you do feel as like wind encircles you for the briefest of seconds. You actually feel it for a second too. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why is there like a mini dust devil around you for a second? And then as you turn around, you can see Krull behind you. Catching up.
Yeah. How did it go?
Oh, I'll go.
The old man, you walk off with him? Barrel? Got it. Anyways.
As Lepsy giggles at that, you guys make your way down. Roll a D100 for me.
Wow, this thing quite longer. That is an 82.
82.
That's like
You can see what looks like a group of kids that are running through the streets. You can see that as they are so, you can see what looks like wooden swords and stuff in their hand. One kid has a dagger out. Like there's a straight up dagger, like running through the streets, and you can see what looks like some of the swordsmen of Snidigan are like messing around chasing them. You can see that they have wooden swords out, and that these kids like keep going back and forth, like sword fighting with these guys, and they're just like, these guys are like clearly taking it easy on these kids. As they hit them, you watch as they're kind of like play dying and stuff like that. And you can see that these guys are just doing so, and you can see that they're kind of causing kind of a commotion. Some people are like getting butthurt that they're all running around all over the place, but you can see they kind of just like encircle you like a tornado for a bit, like just as you guys are like running
How's the kid
down.
with the dagger doing?
You can see that the kid with the dagger, like the dudes keep keeping an eye on him, and like they're just like, all right. Like after like you see them pass around you guys twice, you watch as one of the dudes like disarms him and is just like, that's enough of that, and just like gives him a wooden sword. You can see that his hand is bloody from clearly a dagger stab.
Is it,
Like,
is it one of my kids?
Yeah, looks like it is clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a fucking look.
Make an intimidation check with advantage. Crit.
Oh.
This kid looks at you and then looks at the dude. He just starts apologizing. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not gonna do that. And you just see as he starts crying and bawling, and this dude's like, no, it's just don't stab me. Use one of these. You watch the kid like puts it in his pants and uses this wooden sword and just like slowly stops crying as he notices you. As you guys approach Warmoss, start giving up the weaponry, keeping on whatever one thing that you want to that can be concealed as per Gillen the last time that you were informed. Go to Vircan. As you're sitting here, contemplating, what are you doing?
Thinking to myself that it's unfair that they would tell me that I had to choose between them and this power. And kind of feeling just like maybe they don't see it quite as I do. Like feeling a little bit like obviously I'm able to read between the lines where they can't. And I think he's seeing this as, I can use this to make sure we survive. I can use this to make sure that we don't die in this entire thing that's going to break out here in the coming days, months, weeks, whatever it is. And I think in that frustration, he's gonna try and, I don't know if he would try and connect with the things again and like try to reach out to find other people with the wicker, or if he would. It's there. It's in the back of my head, so I think he would do it. I don't want him to do it, but I think he would. I think that he would try to summon a wicker man outside of his body. And I mean, if there's no roll, if it's not even possible, I understand.
No, there's definitely
But
a
I
roll.
think that he would try to do that.
As you do so, you can feel yourself connect with this entity, with Rosa Belkrov, as you feel as you're trying to connect to a power source, you easily do. But as you do so, trying to push this beyond your body and stop the transformation from within and bring it from without, you're coming across what feels like a barrier in your power once again.
Okay.
And as it does so come up, you can see as you get the sensation of, in your mind, that scale that you put in front of that tree. And you can see on one side of that scale, as it tips down, what looks like you enveloped in this wicker. And you can see as it looks like you are fighting against your allies. But then you can see as on the other side of this, that it looks like you are enveloped in your wicker and you are fighting against Moringa. And you're fighting against Vesiva and Viminibus herself. How could you be fighting against the wicker with the will of Rosa Belkrov? Make your check.
That's a 14.
It's a 14. And as you do so, you recollect on Zakhan's note to use her. And you feel as this ends, and you watch as there's a wicker man whose head is sticking through your ceiling. As just like you see him appear outside of you.
Oh, wow.
Kneel down, kneel down.
Watches this thing like kneels down, crushes one of your chairs.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as people outside aren't going to see him. I think I would feel some resolution in this and kind of know the path that I'm going to be taking. And I would reach out to touch his hand and, I don't know, like trying to make it go away, trying to like absorb it back into me or whatever.
You watch as you go to touch it, you can see as this form slowly decays, decays and decays, just becomes one with the wind, into dust, and it's gone as you wiggle it away.
Okay. And I feel like, yeah, there would be some good feelings of I think I'm doing the right thing here.
As you guys make it through the doorway, you can see what is Vasilu and a friend that none of you have seen before. You can see that he has what looks like a bow that you've seen on Volmeyer's stand. You can see that this bow looks very fine. You notice that he has what looks like on his shoulder. It looks like a winged bird, very small, with a white cleft on its chest. But you can see that the eyes on it are what looks like geometric shaped and multi-sided, like a bug's eyes. And you can see where there is a beak, two like small antennae are sticking out of two small concentric holes that look like some kind of a nose or, you know, some kind of a scent-based smelling thing. You've never seen these before, I don't think, but it's possible you might have heard of these. You can go and roll a history check as you're coming in here.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, no. Historically, 0 things are coming up. As you guys reach the table, you can see what looks like a pitcher, and you can see that in the pitcher looks like some kind of an ale. You can see as Vasilu refills up his glass, refills up what looks like his friend's glass, and then gestures to some of the glasses at the table towards you guys. Fills it, pushes it forward, fills it, and puts it back in the center. You can see as he takes a drink. Just says, I would like to introduce you to my friend. This is Eropo Thosos. He watches, this one raises his glass, says, it is very nice to meet you all. I have heard that you're a pretty solid group that likes to get their hands dirty.
Yeah, we like
Here,
to
here.
We like to put our finger in every pie.
How how you know what's best if you do not.
Exactly. Just scratch the surface of everything.
We don't look for trouble. Trouble
Whoa.
just finds us.
It goes both ways.
I've had some time to think on what exactly I want my level of involvement to be with what you guys know is going on tonight. And I think that my involvement should be remote and from an observatory standpoint, with maybe a few key people that can corroborate some things. Maybe a couple of guards with a spyglass. You know, I seek to maybe at most rock the hornet's nest, not to try to blow it up. Just looking to get some proof, if you will, for some people that may need it, that there are things that are untoward going on that may require stronger measures.
Yeah, I think the guy that got his bell rung a little bit that you saved, I think he's gonna see that power and he's gonna grab it.
He seems tempted. We definitely need to dissuade them.
I don't think there's any dissuading.
I think they're tempted.
You watch as Aropo says, I will have 2 of my men accompany you. And you already know what my business is this night, he says as he turns towards his friend. But he tells me that you have things that are being taken care of that benefit this place. So I think if it might benefit you, and as a means to communicate with me as they know their way home, we can keep in contact through this means. And he will probably not be disclosing his location tonight. So if any of you need to get in contact with me, you can do so through these. And you watch as he gestures from his shoulder over to your shoulder and your shoulder, and you see his 2 Dovenats move from his to yours. He says, these are Dovenats. They can always fly home. And I am their home.
Looks cool. Huh, alright.
You can see that they have around their ankles what looks like a ringlet, and you can see what looks like clearly a spot to attach a piece of paper.
Are they birds?
They are like a cross between birds and insects.
Hmm.
If
Were
they
they-
come under significant duress, I will know.
Well, that's probably what happened tomorrow night. If they're still with us, because we got some circle moringa bullshit to deal with tomorrow.
So I hear.
Well, and yeah,
Unfortunately, me and most of my guys just got back. A little bit tapped at the moment,
that was good.
but otherwise,
We got some
I would
other
send
people
more,
happy.
more people. As I feel like the very control of this place is at stake here as we move forward.
Yeah. Oh, hey, just so you know, because we also, I don't know if it's ever been said, but I was just thinking about it. So Diuna, the blacksmith, you got a very large order of weapons to be made. We've got some people going in there that maybe them not so useful.
Watches Amready nods his head. This is a good idea. He probably wouldn't be compelled to give the name of the buyer, and if even if he did, there's a chance that he may be able to come up with a way to get it to them. But destroying it, that gives us a little bit of time. From what I understand, he's been non-stop busy for 3 days, no?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple days more.
Something like that. But yeah, we got people going in there and hopefully,
Creating a bit of pain.
you know, nothing too untoward, but just slowing the roll.
You watch as Amready says, tomorrow morning, I am going to be indisposed until the mid-afternoon. I have a meeting with one of my bounties coming up.
we're not gonna be here, I think. Aren't we leaving tomorrow morning?
We'll be indisposed as well until
All day tomorrow.
likely late.
All I mean to say is, after that, there is some business that I have in Clomascordia again. But if I have a chance to see you before I end up taking off, I would appreciate it.
Well, okay. Sounds good. To our health.
Here, here.
Hopefully we
To our
close some
survival.
doors.
Cheers.
You watch as Thoso says he's going to go to Meadowhip to find some guards from Usto that can corroborate what his scouts see tonight. And they're going to keep watch. He also asks as he go into turn to leave, is anyone else going to keep watch on that meeting? Going to take a look? He just asks.
Should we?
I think I will try from a distance.
Yeah, I'll go with
I
it.
have the spyglass. Try to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I don't want to. He will not go alone. I will be right there.
Alright, he looks at you.
Work never stops to get out of this place.
No, I know. No, I think I'm gonna take some time to myself. I got some thinking to do. No engaging. Zero.
Yeah, I've already seen what that looks like. Not.
I'm just making sure
not
it's
already.
very clear.
You watch as he says, okay, no problem.
No, I don't. Oh, yeah, you got whatever.
For you. And you watch as he reaches into his bag and pulls out a spyglass.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. And do I still have the sword? What is it?
The short sword.
The short
Yes,
sword?
yes, you do.
Okay, sweet, okay. So I know they want me to take it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right
But then you said you were going to give me one, and I like it.
It's kind of a, when Kadrick lost, it kind of threw off his focus for a second. Yeah, so yeah, you got away. You can see as Zeropo and Vasily look like they're about to leave, but Vasily turns around one last time and just says, these guys are trustworthy. I made specifically sure that he didn't send anyone that he didn't trust specifically himself with you guys. So, on my word, I think that the two that he's going to send to meet up with you later are going to be solid. They should be able to keep a secret.
Good. It's going to be necessary. Good luck.
He nods. As do you. And just in case, you watch as he reaches into his bag, and you'll see as he pulls out 2 scrolls. You're going to see as he says, one of you two should be able to make use of this. Just hands them out. Will enhance your abilities.
How many, 1 or 2 scrolls?
2.
I'm going to grab one.
Yeah. Thank you. This will certainly help.
He nods.
Do we know what they are? Or?
He says, yeah, it's enhance ability.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
definitely know
Oh,
that.
nice. That away. Put in my little clip here. My
Watch as he nods. Good luck. I won't be too far tonight, so if there is a serious altercation, maybe this is not the last time you see me today. Watch as it starts to leave.
It's starting to get really heavy, guys. Really heavy.
Every day here, it seems to be that way. I'm not sure. We'll see how this meeting goes. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do about this, though.
This has been going on already, though. It's now we are uncovering this mess that's already been going on. So that's what I'm afraid of, is they're going to find out who it is that's uncovering everything.
It's leading into an internal war between everyone.
Seems everywhere.
Well,
As you guys are in the middle of talking, you see as a few people start clapping, and says, the light lure, the light lure! And you watch as a few more people start clapping, and you can see as what looks like a humanoid that seems to have what looks like a gray sash that's over one shoulder on one side, and you guys can see what looks like a inverted, what looks like lettering, and you can see that this inverted lettering says Wanderer. And you know this group, as do you. You can see that this right here on the back of his, what do you call it, cloak? It looks like the epithet of the Grabian Wanderers, who you know murder undead with impunity. You can see that as this guy is turning around, that he has scruffy red hair, and you can see that he has bright blue eyes. And as he does so, you can see what looks like a drum that's on the ground with some kind of contraption that's hitting that's right next to it that looks like he has a foot on. And you can see as he pulls out a lute. And as he does so, you can see as people start to clap and they start shouting, "The light lure's here." And you can see that as he goes to strum his lute, what looks like light starts to spring out from this lute, and it starts to glow in what looks like a 15-foot radius. And you can see that he starts to play this pretty decently as this is starting to go on.
And I'm gonna go front row seat, like, just because I'm intrigued now.
Gotcha. He does pretty good. That's a 19.
Ooh, wow.
So he's playing pretty decently as he's starting to hit, and you're seeing as he's kicking on his foot that it's activating his drum with some kind of a pedal, some like futuristic, ungodly technology that allows you to hit something with your foot and connect it to a drum. And as he's doing this and he's starting to play, you are noticing that on his forearm looks a mark that's very similar to the one that's on your chest.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and as this light starts to go on, you can see what looks like it starts to change color. And as it does so, you start to feel like in that mark that you have on you, a little bit of an interaction, that same one that you had from earlier. Just the faintest like hint of like a connection.
Oh, I feel it. He is part of the same group. The same person that reached out to me in my dreams.
The Wanderers reached out to you in your dreams?
No, not the
Weird,
one.
weird.
It's the one that is not to be spoken of.
You know you're allowed to call him the Storm Count.
Oh, I can?
Yeah,
okay.
you can call him by that. You know you're
Okay.
allowed to call him that.
The
You just
Storm.
aren't allowed.
Okay, I don't know if I told you his name. The Storm Count.
Oh,
He's the one that
the
gave.
thingy.
He gave me
The
this.
thing- yeah.
thing on
The
my
guy that keeps
chest.
on trying to kill you when you sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
He hasn't visited in a while.
No, I'm thankful. 'Cause that guy's scary. It's been about a week, maybe.
Yeah, he's probably gonna come knocking sometime.
You feel a zap and his hair stands up.
Yep.
But I started.
It seemed like a sign.
It was dead. The feeling has been gone for like a week. And I just started recently feeling his power again. So you're right. I believe he is going to reach out soon. So please keep your eyes out when we sleep. When I'm asleep tonight.
You can see as this person that you're talking about, as you're looking across and like kind of looking back, that his eyes meet with you, and you can see that he kind of stares at you as he's playing, and just kind of like, you can make an insight check as you're looking at this dude.
Okay, and I'm also gonna like bare my chest.
You watch as he like squints his eyes at you, like.
Like, is it visible? Like, or
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
only when it's activated? It's visible.
No, it's visible. Yeah, it's
Okay.
visible. It's a visible mark. Yeah,
Okay.
you're like Harry Potter, dude. You're the lightning star.
On your green chest.
Okay, that's 15. You said insight, so that's probably like what, 16?
No, you probably have a 0 in that because of Jack of all trades. Maybe even a +1.
Right, that's what I was saying, 16.
Oh yeah, so yeah, decent. Okay. So as you are looking towards this dude, you actually get the sensation of like he wants to meet you. You get the sensation of interest, right? But you also get the sensation, like looking at him and like seeing what's on his face, you get the sensation of like rivalry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like looking at this dude, you can see that this dude, like looking at you, just from this, like he knows of you. Like you can tell, like musically, he's trying to like do very good here, maybe playing here because he's heard that you played here.
Ah, okay, got you. Like jealous, of a jealous
Possibly,
vibe, kind
possibly.
of. Okay.
Not sure. And as this guy goes on to play for like the next part of an hour, people seem to really enjoy it. There's some people that come up and be like, "Your last performance was better, Lobster-Claw."
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that, but this is a really good performance. I really enjoy it myself. I've never seen such play and light coming out of, and this sorcery with this foot over here. What is going on with that?
You can see as the performance goes on, occasionally he has a couple of songs that when he hits his drum, that it sounds like 10 times as loud and like kind of shakes the room. And you guys are just like, what the fuck? Like, and he just does this a couple of times, and you can see as he plays on the lute, what looks like electrical energy goes into his fingertips and he speeds up in certain parts as he's trying to play expertly fast in certain instances. And this seems to go on as you guys are conversating. But you do hear him as he announces his name as the Light Lure, and that he'll be playing here for the next couple of weeks.
Nice. I'm gonna wait around until he's done so I can talk to him.
Gotcha. Are you guys up to anything else that's going on?
You gonna exchange some pointers?
Yeah, oh yes, we're gonna talk shop. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am intrigued and fascinated by how he plays.
I honestly just want to look at the thing with his drum. That's fascinating.
Yeah, and he bears the mark, the same mark on his arm that I have on this.
Yeah, that's how he sleeps.
I believe exactly. Maybe he has some good sleeping tips on how to stay alive.
So, elephant in the room.
Huh?
What's an elephant?
No, sorry, the
Tundrasaur.
Thundersaurus in the room.
Oh, okay, I understand that.
The Thornodon in the
The
room.
Thornodon in the room. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what do we do,
About what?
Vircan? I don't want to lay him up to his own volitions. I don't want her to corrupt him. I think we should find a way to maybe seal it.
You watch as
If we
Lepsy
can.
pops out of invisibility. We gotta kill him, guys. I don't really see another option here.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't
Pepsi,
get a
no.
You don't get a vote, buddy.
He's acting crazy.
He is acting crazy, but he's not beyond reason. He's still willing to have the conversation. The moment he's not willing is when we need to make a move.
What I'm saying is that we need to have a backup plan
I
in
agree.
case if that happens, that we can seal him in some way.
I agree.
Well, think of this. We can use his power. Why it gets stronger when another Wicker is in the same area.
Uh-huh.
So let them battle it out.
What are you talking about? They're on the same side. If Rosa Belcroft says, hey, I need you to go kill these guys, and they're all gonna be like, okay, and they're gonna soldier it on.
Do we know of some
There is
sort
one
of...
thing though I would
Something
children-
comes
the
up
children.
in your mind here that is, like Ben mentioned, and you haven't really seen much exposure on as of late, and that is one thing that's always come across as interesting to when he talked about the Wicker, to what Nazar maybe had said of it, and just what you heard, that although they probably have a common goal, there's so many instances and so many warnings from these Wickerkin of Wicker people not being able to maintain good relations with each other for long.
just what I was about to mention. The one thing I would like to posit is we do know that the Wicker, the power corrupts them to not be aligned when they are together for too long. And this is clearly something that they're having to work together over a long period of time. And the animosity is likely building, as we can already see in wrestling. There's a possibility that Vircan can still stay on our side with his power if he taps into it in the correct way.
Yeah.
I believe our job should be to try and make sure we guide him that way.
Uh-huh. And what happens when it doesn't?
We make sure we have a backup plan.
That's what I'm saying right now.
I'm not saying that we don't do this, but I'm saying there is value in keeping this.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is
Sure.
we need
I'm
to figure out.
discussing all possibilities, but I agree.
Right.
We do need to have a backup plan
If...
in case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to, yeah.
Something. Anything. Cut him off.
Some sort of exploding gas that'll knock him out or something, maybe.
Some
I don't know if-
anything.
I don't want to kill him.
No magical things. Anything. I don't. You know what? We should go back into the Cavern Dwarf's place and get those shackles. And if we need to, shackle with those things.
That's a
That's not
good
a bad
idea.
I think you have a set of
That's not a bad
shackles.
idea. You got manacles.
If they
I
can-
got manacles, yeah.
If they can now manacle, if they can hold a thing, they can hold a thing.
You'll probably break. No, we'll probably hold them, but we need shackles.
I don't
to
You can also
actually-
just
yeah,
one shape.
Something.
like tied to a huge boulder or something.
No, that's
right?
not what I'm talking about. Something that's easy. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Do we have a basement in the house? We'll just lock them up in the basement if we need
I
to.
mean, that
that's-
gets
we're not,
twinned here we do, but not here.
Not at this one.
yeah, but we don't have anything to stop his magical capabilities.
Tie his
Something-
hands up and, you know,
And then
put
he
a gag in
shapes
his
out of
mouth, and then he can't do anything.
Yeah, he just wild shapes. Turns into a lizard.
Still bound.
No. What?
You can still be bound.
As a lizard with manacles?
I'm pretty sure they have prisons here.
Huh? Prisons?
They have druids here. I'm sure they have ways of dealing with druids.
How do they do that though?
You should ask Gusto.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. It sounds like we're on the same page.
Okay. You were fighting me on it. I don't know why.
I was trying to posit a
Just
more
say yes, you're
wider
right.
view.
No, just like yes,
Because-
we need something to
All
stop
right.
him just in case.
I will throw an acid vial at you.
do it.
You guys see
Fellas, fellas.
as a dwarfling enters into this area, and you can see as he does so that he comes up directly to your guys' table. And you can just see that as he's doing so, he just says, I was told to give a message to the revenants in private.
Okay.
All right, come on. Just get up and go to our room.
Wait, do we still have a room here?
I think tonight is our last night.
I think so. Yeah, or it might have
Yeah,
ended.
tonight's
last
last
night.
It might have been 7 days.
Yeah.
We paid
Yeah,
for
you're
7.
right. You're right. This is the
we
last
finished
one.
at 6.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I was like, lead them into the room, close the door, make sure if anyone's welcome.
Yeah, it's
follow
just
them.
you two. Just you two. You watch as Usto said that he's cracked a little bit, but probably take a little bit more time through the night. But as of right now, it's been confirmed that they do indeed have operations going on at the lighthouse. As to the extent, working on it right now.
All right, at least we have that confirmed. Thank you. And tell Usto time might be of the essence.
Nonsense.
Well,
As you guys are coming back to the table, you see as this musician finishes up their set, and you can see that they wave to the waiter and point over towards your table. And you watch as he starts walking over. Let's see how much you made. Looks like he made some coin. You can see a pretty hefty amount of coin that he has in his loot case. That he
Wow.
was open in front of all this stuff for people's coins.
Night of the festival, man.
Yeah.
Right
People are pretty
now.
happy. There's a few people that are drinking here. There's no debate going on tonight, but there are a lot of people that are having a good time. You guys know that around sunset is when they're going to give Tuga the blessing, which you guys know is probably around like 6:30 or 7. So it's coming up pretty soon. But regardless, you see as this guy comes over and just says, well, good to see all of you, but the one I'm looking for isn't here. Where's Bayern?
he's
Who's this guy?
busy.
You can see the musician that was just playing.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes up and asks for Bayern by name.
He's busy, unfortunately. He won't be with us at least for another night, probably.
Huh? Well, I came here just to see him, so I figured he would at least be at the place that he told me to meet him.
Unfortunately, he was called away urgently. But if you'd like to leave a message,
You are the revenants, I'm assuming?
yes, we are.
You said you were having some dealings with the cult of Moringa.
Yes, they have quite extensive operations here in the town. That's
See,
it.
I told you, even if we're not wearing the clothes, we still they still know. Like, it's like how?
It's because
We don't even have the colors on.
we've been
Never met
in
him.
public, walking around dressed like this. Tell me, how many other people have you seen covered? Yeah, it's not the time. Anyways. Yes,
So
we're
I'm
the
curious,
Revenants.
how did you know we're the revenants?
I mean, he explained, and he literally explains like word for word what you were wearing and what he said you'd be wearing, and that he said that he could call you like by this certain code name. He says your code name. He says your code name, and describes like the them you guys were wearing to find you.
There and talk to him. Why are you?
When?
Letters have been sent.
Oh.
You're not from here.
No, I'm not from
Not
here.
getting back.
No, let's not focus on where I'm from exactly. I'm actually quite interested in you, Lobster Claw.
Well,
I hear you've been making a name for yourself around the bars.
Well, absolutely. I love playing, and I see you play very well. And I'm just kind of sketchy since you just popped up out of nowhere and don't want to tell us more about where you're from.
I come from some people that want to see the undead that are here put to rest, and I've come as a means to help with that. And your ally invited me. So I figured, if anything, you should be thanking me for being here. Am I wrong?
Seems our interests align, so
Yeah.
there's no need for us to not be
I don't
friendly.
even deserve a drink, right? Watch as he starts to take a sip.
Sure. Like,
Sure.
put my mug in front of him. Every
He
drink.
drinks it.
No, we appreciate that, absolutely. I just, with everything that's been going on around here, we don't know who to trust at this moment.
All I can tell you, when it comes to Moringa, you can trust me.
That's good to hear.
Shit ton everywhere.
Might have,
Really?
Yep. They're underneath the temple of Esliora. They're in the lighthouse. There's been underground ruins with them in it. Like, just randomly in the city. People been getting taken over. Like,
they're like rats.
yep, they're everywhere.
They're using
Like,
underground
You're saying
tunnels.
You think there are active possessions?
We've
witnessed-
been possessed.
We've witnessed active possessions. Yes.
They took one of our friends, and we believe he's at the lighthouse. And we may be able to find him.
There were hundreds of them in the sky.
When they burned down the storehouses, hundreds.
Wow, this is a lot more engaged than I've seen them in a long time. There must be something very pressing. I only got to town today. I missed the competition, unfortunately. But it's been a while since I've been here. Glad to see people still know my name. Why don't I go about town? Would it be okay to meet you back here tonight? Or how can I reach you all?
If you,
I'll be here tonight.
there's a couple guards posted here as well. You can leave a message with them for us. Shouldn't be a problem.
I'll go about the town, see if I can sense anything. Maybe see if I can come up with any new information for you. You said the temple. You said there was an underground facility somewhere?
Yeah, it's at a warehouse.
He pulls out like, yeah, kind of like a rough shot drawing of like the area.
Yep, exactly.
The temple is very deadly.
Believe me, I won't do anything too risky.
No. But you need a key to get into it.
Some might.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit.
What do you know
what
of
else
the
is
storm
Circle
counts?
Moringa specific?
That's a conversation for outside. You watch as he starts to walk away.
All right.
Do you follow him?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I'm actually gonna get up and like tug him. It's like, I need to ask you a question real quick.
He can wait. And you watch as he gestures to Foxner and goes outside. I don't know if you heard what Foxner just said.
I kind of got lost.
No, he just asked him what he knows of the storm count. As you go outside, you can see what is him, and you can see that he says, "You and I hold the same title,
You as well.
which means one of us must accept the other's duel."
Okay.
It seems as if we have our hands full, so maybe we put it off for a couple years.
I agree. We have a lot of stuff we have to uncover.
But we have business, and I mean to be a courtier.
Well, I know the better creature will win.
He watches he smiles. Thank you for the compliment.
I'm just gonna say, dig. Or no, the tongue.
He watches he chuckles. He says, "Bet I'm better a musician than you, anyways."
People always murmuring behind my back.
You see as him and Foxter quickly walk back in. You can see Foxter and him kind of like, yeah, they kind of look like a little bit of hostility towards each other for a second.
Great sign.
Good conversation.
Yeah, this is getting better and better. Hey, don't fuck with the wanderers, bro. We don't need that.
So,
Might want the might need a little courtesy for this.
you watch as he turns right back around.
Yeah, and as I get into the room with him, I'm going to say, how exactly experienced are you with Moringa and what she does?
I've dealt with one of the circles. I believe that they were servitude. They were able to possess quite a lot of people. This was invited on. We had to go about the town and expunge about 30 possessions across the people.
Is that a high number or about what you normally
Felt
expect?
like a high number to me. Although that was my first foray with the Wanderers. So, not been sent here in an official capacity. I only received note from Baron for my own work.
How familiar are you with her with curses?
Decently familiar. Why?
I believe she's cursed me.
You watch as he puts up a hand, and you can see as he waves some components and vocalizes something, and you can see that as you feel abstract enter the room with you, you can feel him literally move to the hand at which you could feel this curse enter in, put his hand on it, and agree with you, and just says, I sense an evil presence here.
The price for escaping from the temple.
Have you felt any abnormal effects as of yet?
Not yet. I don't feel weakened. It's doing something else to me.
Have you tried using your abstract since it's happened?
No. Shit. I'm going to just attack at the air and use a shocking grasp.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah, as you feel yourself go to attack at the air, go ahead and make and check. You can feel as something starts to restrict you on that, and you hear a little bit of a chuckle. It's a caster ability check.
That's a 23.
You feel as a minor inconvenience goes to stop you for the briefest of seconds, and you hear as it says, briefly, I expect suffering. And as you break through and cast.
Yeah, after I strike there with lightning, I'm just like, fuck! Yeah, she's gonna fuck with me on that.
Watch as he looks. This is a little bit out of my purview, the removal of such a thing. My mentor would be capable of such, but he's in Claw Scorpio. I could send word to bring him this way. If there's anyone else that you know that might deal with such things, you're better off.
Only one person, and she's on the other side.
I can give you something that might temporarily recede it, but it will probably take me some time, and it will not be free.
This is not the time where I need to start pitching commerce.
You're a friend of a friend, so I won't charge you any more than necessary. It's 10 silver.
It's fair. How quickly can it be made?
I just need to find someone that can forge a ring for me.
I might know somebody. A friend of a friend. Or actually, just a friend.
It wasn't the dude with all the spots for weapons on his back.
It totally was. You're right on the money.
As you go and introduce him to Krull, letting him know what you need done, needing a ring made, you can probably go back to your house and get it figured out. It'll probably take you a little bit of time just to get a proper kiln set up to melt this down nicely, but maybe 2 hours you can get this done. Maybe 3, if you're not doing so hot. You don't drink a lot.
Why do you need a ring? That's a really weird request.
It's going to temporarily alleviate some of the issues that you may come across.
I'm having performance issues, you could say.
Why are you having performance issues?
Don't worry about it.
Now that you said that, now I won't do it until you tell me.
It's called ED.
So you're telling me you're not going to help an ally in need?
It's called ED.
You're
one of your pack.
right. Kind of like,
I wonder how that-
divulge the things, no. All right. No, you know what? No, you're fine. It's all right.
You watch
I
as,
have a
All right,
question.
fine.
You've been fighting these undead. We are going to be encountering these undead as well. What
I'm gonna get up.
type of tips can you provide us on how to conquer these beings easier?
I would definitely have some holy water at your disposal, alongside anything that you can do that can produce damage via abstract, whether that's your weapons that have that intertwined with it, if you're capable of connecting with abstract, utilizing these things. I would say trying to stay away from some of the elemental things. A lot of spirits, that type of energy doesn't really harm them as much on occasion. Radiance would be the best thing that you could do. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Also, try to keep your wits about you. Being possessed is unfortuitous for your allies.
Let's say that together.
You watch as he reaches into his bag and just says, "Here, just in case you don't have enough," he hands you each a holy water.
Nice.
I'm up there. I got it.
This the Flash?
He's the one you need to go with. This guy. Yeah, this is the guy that you're gonna make the ring for.
He said he's not gonna make the ring.
Oh, you said you're not gonna make the ring. My bad. I didn't realize you said that.
Right. So hold on.
They asked you to make a ring.
Right.
Are you doing it, and are you still here?
Right. No, I got up and left.
Yeah, he asked him to tell him what he needed the ring for. He said no. And he said, fine then, I'm not making it.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So the dude looks back at you. So, any other,
Along the sections, I'm going to go after him.
You can hear, as you probably wanted, the footsteps following behind Zakhan.
I'm headed outside.
Catch up to him,
Slap him
having
on
to
the back.
run.
Alright, you asshole.
Huh? No, you're fine. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
he's
No, I'm
fine.
gonna go make the ring right now. Oh no, it's fine. It's all right. Keep shit from your brothers. That's cool. I'm just gonna fucking keep walking.
I was told we get one.
You hear behind you, clearly having followed. Wait, so am I going with him? What is happening?
You're
here?
going with him.
Okay, you watch as you hear footsteps following him.
Did you need to come with me?
Well, I have to use abstract during the process.
Oh, okay. So we're making a special ring. Gotcha.
Yes. It
Yeah.
has a
Any type of
ceremony.
metals you need?
Silver will work. Here, and he pulls out the 10 silver he was given. This should be enough. It does have to be purified a bit, though.
Right.
After you?
Yep.
Starts following. See that he pulls out his lute? It lights up and he just starts playing like lightly as you guys are moving. It's actually pretty relaxing. Or maybe. Is it? This guy is clearly a little distracted and you just hear him like fumbling over his chords, tripping sometimes. Maybe he's a little tipsy, maybe. You're not too sure, but what he's doing right now is horrid. I'm just trying a few new riffs. I mean, don't think any less of me.
I don't fucking care.
Alright, well, I have to keep practicing. Fucking lobster claw. Vircan, what are you up to? It's been about an hour and a half since you summoned the Wicker Man and were contemplating over the conversation that you had previously. Are you sleeping, relaxing, getting up to anything? Sunset's very soon.
Yeah, I'm going to follow my dog to where he lives. I'm gonna follow Tunk.
Okay.
Talk to him, and I wanted him to show me, so.
Alright. Go ahead and give me an animal handling check. I know this is probably going to be like a 69 or whatever.
Yeah, it's a 21.
Yeah, you're able to communicate with him and get him to go to where his house clearly was. And as you get to what looks like the south side of the skewering ports, you're going like maybe only like 3 blocks away from where the warehouse was that you went to the basement of the first evening that you were here. But you can see what looks like his house, and you can see that outside of the house and where this dude, where this dog takes you, it goes to the house, but it goes around the back. You can see that as it goes around the back, you can see what looks like This area that's kind of closer to these warehouses, there's not a lot of people that live here, and this is in fact like the only building that is like close to this warehouse, right? And you can see what looks like, this dog is just pointing towards this barrel.
Is this kind of the area where we assumed that archers were coming from when we went down there? Or
It
no?
would be pretty hard to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So he's pointing to a barrel that's outside or inside?
outside the house.
Um,
You can see as he goes up and starts licking.
I am going to... Man. I'm going to use my quarterstaff and from a long ways away, push the barrel and try and tip it over.
Tips over onto its side.
And does it have a lid that comes off or anything
does
like
have
that?
a lid, yep.
Okay. I'm going to go look in
As you remove the lid,
with my quarterstaff.
with
If
your
I can.
quarterstaff, you can see that in this barrel looks like a human body. You can see that it looks like a male gentleman, and it smells horrid as you uncork this barrel. You can definitely smell what looks like decomposition of a body. You can make a medicine check as you're looking into this barrel and just seeing the decomposition.
A natural 1.
Oh no.
This smells bad. You like heave and hurl. Like,
Oh.
You do not get any kind of a good check. This smells horrid. And you see this dog kind of starts growling and barking at that.
I'm going to ask him, like, was this your owner?
Licks you.
Well, buddy, you can stay with me. God. I'm gonna put the lid back on.
As you are putting the lid back on and looking at this, you can go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, no. Not that one. 18.
18. Gotcha. Yeah, you notice what looks like on the lapel of this shoulder that you can see that's facing on the side that's toward the barrel. You can see what looks like an emblem of one of the Vice Corps.
Oh my gosh.
Which you know they do frequent this town, so it wouldn't be far-fetched for them to even own property in this town. And from the rank and look of it, it looks like this maybe isn't like probably isn't a captain, but this might be an officer of some kind.
Okay.
And as this is coming to mind, you're like, who just leaves a body in a barrel? What kind of stupid shit is this out in the middle of nowhere? You at least roll it to, the headquarters of the town.
Exactly. Okay.
But
Okay,
you get the sensation, looking through this, that the dog might have seen this interaction.
I'm gonna ask him then. I'll just to make it easier, I'll cast Speak with Animals. I'll ritual cast it.
Gotcha.
Just for more clear communication.
Okay.
And when that's done, yeah, I'll ask him. I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, did you see what happened to your owner?"
Yeah. Him and a guy, they started wrestling. And then my owner, he looked like he was struggling in the wrestling. It didn't look like fun. So I started barking real loud. And then this dude hit me and then I passed out. And I woke up and I could smell my owner in there.
Do you remember what that guy smelled like?
Kind of smelled like the one with the music, Foxner. Sometimes smells like him. Sometimes.
What the fuck?
Sometimes I smell something on him. Sometimes.
On Foxner? Okay. Is the house trapped? Can we go inside? You don't know if there's traps? Do you go in and out? He lets you in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the door.
Gotcha.
Is it unlocked or locked? It's locked.
It's locked.
Oh, shit.
Go to the dog door.
I don't think there is a doggy door. Is there a door? A small door? Okay. Let me see real fast. I don't think I have navigator's tools.
Can I navigate through this lock?
Okay. Well, we're gonna find whoever did this to him, okay, bud? We're gonna find him, and you can bite him as much as you want.
Watch as he smiles.
I'll even let you eat some of his bones. We're gonna take him. We're gonna show him to my buddies, and then we're gonna put him to rest.
Dog nods his head.
And I'm also gonna start pushing a barrel back to our house.
You're struggling a few times, but the dog helps you every now and then get over a rock or a bump or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Just like nudging with his head.
The barrel's like taller than you, man.
Right.
As you and Grabian Wanderer dude start to make it towards your place and you start setting up your thing, you can see that he also starts to set up. You can see what looks like he starts to pull out what looks like some kind of a dust that you can tell, like, from looking at this dust, it looks like it has some kind of metallic essence to it. Like, you can see that. It's hard for you to make out what it is, though. You can give me a tools check or a nature check, whatever you want.
Tools.
Alright, I figured.
18 plus 20.
Yeah. You get the sensation that this is something that you've only, seen and heard and, been around a very few times, but this is true silver powder. You can see that he starts to put this down and he starts to incant upon it, and you can see that he says, as he does so and finishes, about the same time that you're setting up to go to work, he says that you've got to mix this into the ore, and when you actually pour the molding, I need to be present and start my ceremony. He watches, he hands this over to you.
Okay. I work with Joseph for a bit, so.
Alright, go ahead and make a check. See how well you start to forge. He will
Using
guidance you several times through this process. Enough that it matters. Enough that it matters, yeah.
dexterity or wisdom?
I would say in this context, this can feel like you're just trying to make a really nice, high quality ring that's as pure as possible. So I would honestly say, like, this would be an intelligence one, which I know sounds terrible, but you got guidance.
I love that reaction.
Oh no. It's gonna be a grand total of an 8.
As this ring comes out and he starts to do so, you feel his abstract moves into it, and you watch as this ring cracks in half. It's been about an hour of time so far. Just like, oh. All right, go again, buddy. 11. All right, as the process starts over one more time, you go to pour this into the molding. You get the sensation that this is crude and it doesn't look too nice. It is pure, right? It is pure. It's not your best work, but the purity you can be sure of. And as he goes to put abstract on it, you get the sensation that it looks as if it's barely going to hold true. Actually, so barely that you can make a luck roll. On an 11 and up, it lasts. On a 10 and under, it cracks once again. It cracks. Where are you coming from? Where are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm going back to the house.
Gotcha. As this one cracks, you see as Vircan is rolling a barrel towards you guys, and you can see a dog is helping him roll this barrel towards the house. You can see him with a dude that has a gray cloak on with red hair, blue eyes, looks like young-ish, and you can see what looks like a lute and what looks like a drum that's tied on his back, along with what looks like a shield that's on his back, a sword, and what looks like a, as he's like, has most of his stuff off a short bow.
What's in the barrel?
Who, actually? And I'm gonna look at the dog real quick. I'm gonna say, was that him?
watches the dog shakes its head.
Okay. All right, just gotta make sure. I asked him that after we passed every single person on the road.
Do I need to know?
Can you help me stand it up? Good job.
Do I need to know?
They're outside. They're not inside.
Okay.
They're outside. Just to,
Yeah. Do I need to know?
Probably. Why don't you pop the old lid off?
How about this
Plug
is
your
probably
nose.
gonna anger me even more, so I'm just gonna make this ring now. Like I'm actually gonna try instead of just spitefully trying. Never mind. Don't mind me. Let's do
What are you making a ring for?
That's gonna be 12. As I'm,
that is the number I was looking for. That's why I gave you a look for
Oh, wow.
Zakhan. Do you know anything about the Wanderers?
Only what Praxis has said.
Yeah.
Hello?
You
He's doing a thing on
recall
the ring.
Bayern mentioning reaching out to them.
Right.
Yeah.
As he goes to turn towards you, you guys, what are you up to?
Well, you were supposed to be going somewhere,
Just
right?
sucking and
We're going to
fucking.
go see if we can spy on the weekend.
Yep.
So you guys are gonna go find a place to set up?
Yeah.
Alright, gotcha. You can, with his help, as he's helping you out, just Jake of all trades stuff, and we'll consider you helping through like talking to people and like looking around and just kind of knowing the town a little bit and knowing some of your patrons that come and talk to you. And you will use your investigation advantage. Let's see how good of a position or eagle's nest you can make for yourselves based on the positioning of where Vircan told you this is going to be.
Ooh, that's a 25.
A 25.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You were able to find what looks like a dust den that seems like it's maybe about like 7 houses away that has a 2-story, and you're able to pay off for about 3 silver. Everyone in there to get the fuck out of this house. And you're able to set up here, open up a couple of the windows up top, and you have a very clear vantage point on the entrance and exit of this house, as well as the entire west and a portion of the north side of it. You know that if you are looking at this house, that unless people are coming in and out in a way that's other than the door, you're going to have an excellent vantage point right here. In fact, from this vantage point, you're probably about 85, 90 feet away, so any significant noise you might be able to hear as well. And if that door opens, you're primed to see into the house once that door opens.
Ooh, nice.
This is the spot.
Oh, this is a perfect spot.
As you guys are getting set up in here, you can see as time's going by a little bit, you still haven't heard anything from Krull, but you also realize that it's like, oh shit, no one knows we're here. It's been a couple hours though. He's got to be done by now.
Something to be clear, if we are spotted in any way, we use these scrolls to get the hell out of here.
I agree.
Alright? Let's hope this doesn't go fucking tits up, no?
You also have a couple of people that you can inform, the scouts or Warmoss, as you go back there. And if you are you going to tell them, or are you going to come keep watch with you? Or are you?
No, yeah, I'll bring them with us.
Okay, gotcha. So you tell them where the location is.
Yep.
I don't know if you left or if you're staying there.
No, I would have stayed.
Okay, you're staying there. Gotcha. All right. Eventually, you see what looks like a couple of scouts. You can see that they have on the same kind of insignia that the man that you talked to earlier, Robothosis, comes through. And you can see as they say, "Oh, hello. Looks like we will be working with you on the night shift."
Oh, well, get ready for a long night. It's going to be really, really intense. But we're not trying to get into anything too crazy. If anything goes down, we'll try to run away.
Sounds good to us.
Yeah, we don't want to stir up anything.
You've been playing at the tavern, huh?
Yes, I have.
Hey, Nebeth here says that, he had heard of you, Lobsterclaw, from watching you down at the Ned and Voyager.
Well, what do you think?
He thought it was a little derivative, but he'd probably too shy to say that out loud.
Well, some music isn't for everybody.
I see you don't have a problem with that shyness.
Oh, sorry, this is Nebeth. I am Roos.
All right, nice to meet you. Well, let's go ahead and set up here, and I'm gonna point to where I want them to take a look at and, pull out the spyglass, have them like take turns, whatever.
They point to their shoulders, and they have a couple of these dubbinats. You can see that they can say, these creatures right here, they can go around and they can make a chirp. And when this chirp occurs, I can tell people in the vicinity around the chirp.
Oh, excellent.
So, whenever you want to know exactly who is in this place, I might be able to get a little bit of perspective.
Excellent.
You're not there, but
Why would
you
I-
think it, because you're walking towards what's his name?
Wormoss?
Yeah, you're about to approach Krull. Like literally, you're about to approach Krull.
Well, also, can Lepsy be used to also help check stuff out too?
Possibly, but you know you're going against some people that you know how strong their sensory capacity is. You aren't sure how risky or not risky it could be.
Let's not risk that.
It could be a good idea. It may not. These are some pretty strong people.
Yeah,
and
no.
They may have some.
I'm gonna keep them close to me.
Gotcha.
If I need to send them out, then I will. But
As you are taking up post with these guys, Zakhan, you can see also shortly after Vircan arrives, you can see that he pulls up to the house.
Standing there with a barrel
And you
lid.
can see that they
My hand.
a barrel once again, the bane of your existence.
I hate barrels now. And why does that one smell like death?
Because there's death inside.
Fuck.
You can see a body inside this barrel.
Is this something that we really need to know about?
This Tunk's owner,
He sees the dog.
a member of the Vice Corps.
Oh, even better.
Okay, well, do we know who he is? What his name is?
No,
Dog, do you know the name? You're just as useful as I thought. Okay, well,
you don't think that the Vice Corps have maybe noticed that someone's gone missing?
I'm sure they've noticed. Now, the
Look
question
at
is,
look
is
at
where
look
do
at
they
his
stand?
look at his emblem. What's his rank? Do you know anything about this, or you?
I don't know enough about Vice War.
Look at it. Look at it.
In the middle of.
Do you have a beard?
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump and grab his beard and pull it down to look at it.
Jump that high?
I mean, I'm 3 foot. I probably with reach like 4.5 foot. No, probably not. Well, his head, top of his head is 6'7". His beard, depending on how long it is,
It's not
It's
like
probably
super
like-
long, it's,
probably like what,
it goes
6
past the
foot?
mask.
Yeah, as you're looking at this and looking at this guy's emblem and some of his gear, you get the sensation, that this is coming up with a term in your mind called a ravager. You know that these guys serve directly under captains of a ship. They can be officer position, but a lot of times these dudes also can be sent solo. These guys are like usually pretty decent warriors. That's why they're called the Ravagers.
Yep. Pretty tough dudes. One being in a barrel's not a good sign.
I'm just saying this is something that we can perhaps bring to the Vice Corps. Also, shit! We're supposed to tell them that they can't get any other supplies.
So we haven't.
You know what? I
exactly
really
done
don't
that.
give a like if they're gonna do
We
the
don't, we
thing.
don't
I
have
mean-
time. We don't have time.
Yeah, I mean if they're gonna, yeah.
I mean, she
here's
gave
your
us-
stupid fucking ring.
She gave us a bunch of
Thank you.
Yeah.
healing kits to deliver this message for her.
Yeah. No, we. All right, hold on. Hey, you guys aren't getting your healing kits from there. I told them Vice Corps.
The ring is not done yet, by the way.
Oh,
Just, yeah.
Ow, it's hot.
This dude is just finished pouring, and it's like you're surprised it's actually not done yet. You can see that this dude is like chanting over this ring. You can see that as he's doing it. Yeah, chants. You just like chants.
Eye starts like twitching.
You start running in circles. Oh no, I can't stop. This goes on for a bit, and you can see as this dude pulls the ring off the molding, and you can see that as he does so, that it has what looks like a white line that's through the center of it, bisecting it. And he says, this should be able to temporarily dissuade any effects that you have, but it can probably only work once, and it's going to give you about an hour at max.
Alright. You'll have to do.
What do you need a ring for?
Hey, he doesn't want to tell us. Anyways, so during your meeting later tonight, I'll rip off that emblem. Why don't you give it to the dude?
It's probably not going to be the place.
I mean, since you're going to be seeing them there, might as well also tell them that they're not going to be in the healing kits too.
You see as the white lure stands up and just says, "Not sure how much more I want to know about this conversation, so
You don't.
I think I will start going about the town and if it's possible, maybe reconvene. Maybe if not, I'll just keep with the guards, as you
You
said."
know about the circles of Moringa.
I do.
Would you say that your knowledge is extensive?
Better than
Middling
ours.
at best.
Do you know of anything with the circles of Moringa working hand in hand with Rosa Belkoff and the Wicker?
I would say what I would know of you. That sounds quite terrible. But it's not something that I've heard of before. Although, what these circles want is to bring about a reconjoining of Moringa's parts, from what I understand. And I don't think that there would be any situation that would be unreasonable to them towards this end. But I would also say, on the other side of that coin, the other entity, Ipswich, probably feels the same way.
Yo. What if the heart was corrupted by the Wicker? Then they would need the Wicker, or to uncorrupt it, or maybe there might be.
If the heart was known in the first place, that would be absolutely mind-blowing.
Did you show him your key? Your medallion?
But I'll pull it out.
You watch as he looks knowingly. It's like, why did you touch that?
Our last companion that had one of those was overtaken and taken from the group.
The ring merged with him.
The very same thing could happen with you.
I don't intend to hold on to it in my hand any longer than I have to. But it is the only way that I was able to.
Try to put it down. You can't.
Fuck.
Oh, this day just gets really, really good.
You're trying to release your grasp on it, and you're just like, yeah, I haven't actually tried to put it off my person yet. I've always kept it on me in some way.
Shit.
I was able to give mine away.
Yes, well, I ended up using this in order to get past the door. Seems it's created a connection. So, that's why this, okay? That's why I need the ring.
I'm gonna try to take it away from him.
Gotcha. Yeah, you attempt to, and you're incapable of disarming him of it.
Like entirely?
Yeah. There's no check needed. Yeah, as you try with all your might, you cannot take it from him.
Hey, stop. You're trying to pull my arm out.
All right, there's only one option.
You
Lay your
heard
arm on the
of
table.
Things
I
like
pull out a
this
sword.
happening before the dissension. 4. But no things are coming up in your mind.
Right. So here's a question. When the next time he puts it away, I'm going to go for it.
Gotcha. Yeah, you try and nothing works.
Right. So even me trying to go to his
You
pocket.
try and for a simpler, you can't get it off your body.
Okay,
You just
gotcha.
can't.
Alright,
Yeah,
no, I
it
was
doesn't work. Yeah, you try. You guys he holds you upside down. You put it in your bag. You put the bag
Another
up your
bag?
asshole, then
Yeah.
invert it, and it doesn't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, no, I just
no matter
wanted-
what
I
you
just
do,
wanted-
it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Maybe I was able to drop mine because of Rosa Belkoff.
Maybe, but you also didn't channel abstract through what I did.
You.
You changed the past 9.
That'll do it.
Well. Okay.
Yep.
I guess just keep it in the bag and hopefully they can't take control of you. What are we going to do if they take control of him? We need a backup plan to stop Zakhan in case the circles of Moringa take control of him.
He says, I think we're going to have to kill him.
Hey, what did I say about you getting a vote?
Hey, why are you even here? Why aren't you with Foxner?
He watches, he's just like, I don't know where he went.
Oh. Lepsy, you actually, you could come with me tonight.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
He watches it, loves, he turns invisible.
But as Lepsy's there, I want to look at the dog and be like,
Oh, the dog shakes
Yeah.
his head. Yes, that smell.
something Fey killed this man. I asked him what, and he said it kind of smelled like Foxner sometimes. But Foxner's had Lepsy on him, and he's just said yes. I don't think, it wasn't Lepsy, but...
I mean, he is
I'm gonna look at Lepsy a little inquisitively. He's mentioning murder a lot lately.
Yeah. You killed anyone lately?
I'm just trying to make sure that Foxner stays protected from all threats.
Well,
And
Lepsy.
I'll throw another glove on you, you little...
Lepsy, can you smell? Can you smell like other Fey? Can you know where the other Fey are? Do Fey have
like
that
a
stuff?
Fey hound dog.
I can maybe ask around and look around.
My friend here is saying that something that smelled like you is what killed this
I
guy.
would have to touch someone to really... I mean, I could find out. I would just have to touch them.
Touch the body?
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with it.
Wow, you are dense. A living person. A
Oh.
living body.
Oh, well, let me just resurrect him.
That would literally just solve the problem.
If only that was what we could do.
Let's go take him to the Tears of Guyana, give Gilavena, whatever her damn name is, and resurrect him.
I think it's hyper-tribalism.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's a start. There's a lot of Fey shit on this island.
Too much, to be honest. Anyways, I'm going to go to the lovely hideout that I have for myself. So on.
Goodbye.
Good luck on your meeting.
Lepsy follows.
I'm
Turns
going up to my room.
Wait, what do you mean your room?
Yep, I'm gonna go up to my room.
I'm gonna go inside. Follow you.
You watch as, what do you call it, light lure, after this is just like, yeah, so,
Oh, yeah,
there's still
you're
a
still
barrel
there.
out here, by the way.
Oh yeah,
He
can
starts
you bring
walking
that? Can you bring that
around.
inside? We don't just want to leave it out here.
I really don't even want.
Come on.
Can you just roll this to the meeting and then hand it off?
No, that would be terrible. It's a terrible place to do that.
Do it after the meeting.
I don't even know if I'm going to be allowed to speak during the meeting. I'm like, things they're doing are here, and I'm like here.
Right. After the meeting. You'd be like, hey, Vice Corps guy, come over here. I need to talk to you for a couple minutes.
You know what? I'll get it inside myself.
You guys are asking a lot of me.
Grab the barrel.
This is the first time I've asked you to do anything.
As you guys finish bickering and arguing with each other and start heading your separate ways, you two guys, at this point, it's probably about like 7:30, 8 p.m. at night. So certainly enough time to see if there's anyone that gets any kind of a setup or anything like that going on at this locale. You head inside into your room, and you, Vircan, where are you headed before this meeting starts? We've got a little bit of time still, probably
Yeah.
4 hours.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go to the blacksmith.
Diunum?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. As you go there, you can see what looks like. Make a luck roll. Let's see who's here, because it is night, so it's it's like 7:30, and
Yep.
there's the competition of peace. So let's see if they're done with their order. I'll set some things on a 12 and up. Okay. Then Diunum and them are here on a 8 through 11. Just Fritz is here, and then on a 7 and down, no one's here.
A 13.
A 13. Okay, gotcha. You can see what looks like Diunum. The tent is open. You can see Fritz and what looks like the young female that's in here, and you can see that they all seem to be drinking a little bit of ale right now, and like just you get the sense of like relief across as you walk through the door. And you can see as the elderly one, Fritz, just looks at you and just says, "Oh, hey there, how are you?" Watches as he rubs his brow, takes a sip of this ale, and just like looks across, and you can see what looks like just tons of what look like spears and swords and what looks like shields that are just all stacked across pile on pile in 3 different distinct piles up here. You also see what looks like massive amounts of arrows and what looks like some bows that have been done recently as well.
Okay. I'm gonna say to him, I'm well, thank you. Looks like you've all completed your task.
He watches Diunum, shakes his head. It was quite a task at that.
Seems odd. Rush order for such a large amount of weapons.
True, it is. Fritz, didn't you finish on that new invention? You watch as Fritz like perks up and says, "Oh, I was asked by your friend to come up with some kind of a quiver that had an ability to hold liquid in the bottom of it. And this will work. It can be removed and uncorked at the bottom, but this is really just my first attempt at it, so I don't know how often or how useful it can be, but the price has already been negotiated out, so he already knows the terms. But here you go." Watches, he hands you a quiver, and you see that this quiver has what looks like a lacquered leather bottom, and you can see that there's no stitching on the bottom. It's just like one piece of leather, and you can see what looks like a ring with what looks like 2 different washers that are on either side, and what looks like some kind of screwed in cork material that's on the bottom of this.
Yeah, I will. I'll make sure I deliver this to him. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you mind if I actually have just a moment alone with Diunum?
Watches, they both like look at you kind of like suspiciously. Make a persuasion.
15.
15, gotcha. Yeah, you watch as Fritz and this girl, they both like just nod at you and they start to head out. And Diunum is just like, "Well, what you need to meet with me for?"
I'm going to ask him a question, and my intent is to try and read him and see if he's going to lie to me. But I'm going to ask him, I'm going to say, I just need to know whose side you're on. And as I'm talking to him, I'm going to have a wicker crawl out of my hand and crawl down my fingers and then back into my palm.
You get no reaction from him. He watches, just sternly and stoically says, "My own side. I make weapons for whoever asks. I used to stop, think about it, but these days, in a land indisposed from where I grew, I don't care what people do with my creations."
Coin is all that speaks to you then.
You order, I make it. You pay, I'm happy.
That's fair enough. Oh, is it worth it? Well, about those trap daggers.
You looking for some?
Yeah, I am. I know that my friend had stopped by and talked to you. Curious about what the cost was.
Typically those are about 10 silver apiece.
10 silver.
But very ingenuitive.
How quickly could you make one?
I have some here now.
You watch as he towards the backside of the tent. You can see as he pulls out a chest, you can see what looks like he unlocks it. And as he does so, you can see 5 in there.
I'll take one.
Watch as he hands it over.
And as I turn to leave, I'm just going to say, be aware. Times may be coming where you may be forced to choose a side or fall by the wayside.
People always have need of someone that's good with weapons, boy. People come and go. Warfare stays the same.
It's true. You could be forced.
He shrugs his shoulders.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
He nods. Let's hope.
Well, I guess you could maybe hope it does come to that for business, right? Is his shop, it's in the canvas camps? Okay.
Yeah.
And where we are meeting is in Little Snit again?
Yep.
Okay. And the beach is like 30 minutes south of here or something like that, right?
Yeah, it is to the east of here.
Okay.
The river's to the south of you.
Okay.
The beach is to the east.
But it's quite a ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're like right next to Meadowwood proper. You're like just outside the gate of it.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's it. As you guys all start heading, you staying where you're at, you two guys getting up, prepping for the night. Is there anything else anyone else is doing before this meeting occurs? Yes. What you got, buddy?
I'm gonna sit down. I am going to be thinking about what's been going on with my brothers. Everyone kind of just seeming to kind of like get separated and starting to like trying to walk their path by themselves. And I'm going to try to reach out to Praxis.
Finally, as you remember his name correctly, energy swells within you. Right.
I'm going to reach out to him, and him being one of the smartest and most, arcane and knowledgeable about gods and his path. I'm going to reach out to him and ask him to help with knowledge or it's a point where I can start to looking into shutting it down if need be. If there's some type of way.
Gotcha. As you start to try to reach out to your fallen brother, you feel at peace as you start to do so and remember the good times that you had with him. And before things got so complicated, you looked back at the basement as being, kind of a prison, but it's maybe now as you're starting to come across all this craziness, those are actually some of the good years. Make a religion check with advantage.
okay. Big numbers, big money.
Looking for like a
Natural
13.
20.
Oh! Nice.
Wow. Nice. As you are sitting here, drifting, thinking, you start focusing and start to go into a meditative state, and you keep trying to focus your mind on Prakix. But your vision keeps swaying, and you keep thinking on the moon and how the full moon is tomorrow. And you keep trying to focus on Prakix once again, and you try reaching out, but you hear a chuckling voice, which you recognize as the man from your dreams, who takes you and starts making out with you. The man from your dreams that says, I feel that you're reaching out to a fallen one.
I understand what it means to lose someone from your pack, and I understand that you're only striving to further prevent it, but you're not there yet. You cannot reach towards him if he does not start the connection. Although, I get the sensation he appreciates the effort. You have much left to learn, and the gifts that I meant to give you may not be able to fully help in this endeavor.
You can feel as like some connection is happening here, and you get the sensation that as you feel this voice talking to you and your recollection on the moon starts to, come into focus, go ahead and make a D4 roll for me.
Saucy.
Wait, before you tell me, I'm going to set something in my head, just because I didn't set anything, so you're going to be making it meaningless. Okay, go ahead. 1. Wow, okay. So, as you feel this connection, you can see that your vision of the moon changes from just what is, like the regular roseate moon, and your vision comes towards the sable moon. And you can feel as this entity says, this one is the one that connects with you. And you knowingly acknowledge, this is the full moon tomorrow. Tomorrow night's the sable moon. He says, you will find greater strength in moonlight. Tomorrow, more so than you will at many other times.
Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
As this connection starts to fade, you can feel that, what is briefly, for just the smallest and briefest of seconds, which is just Praxis's voice. Thanks for reaching out. And as you contemplate over this and you're thinking on the moon, you're not sure exactly what this gift is going to entail, but knowing that your patrons seemingly are prepping you for this event, how is your character feeling about what's about to come forward?
Unsure. Just hoping that I can help bring us together again and help trust, and that whatever is going on, that we can that everyone can trust us as a group, that no matter what kind of shit it is, that we can be fully honest and, stop playing the games.
As Zakhan and Foxner are sitting in this place, listening, watching through their spyglasses, and Vircan is contemplating along with Krull over what's to come and what has happened, you start to hear a very familiar set of notes coming across the winds of the stag that's eluded you several times. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Thank you for everybody that has come out to watch us here at Lucky 20 in the campaign Goblins of the Glorian Archipelago. We appreciate it. Don't forget, we got Games Expo in Phoenix, August 5th through 7th, and on July 23rd and July 30th at Games U in Gilbert, a couple of one-shots. So, thanks for checking us out, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Take it easy. Bye.